Yo. In the days of old, 5 elements were known. MCing, DJing, graffiti had grown. B-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game. But a 6th emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The 6th element, where 2 worlds transcend.
Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guiding the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
What up, y'all? What up? 6th Element in the building. Reno and Stu here to bring you the culture. Stu Dog was just here a second ago. Where you at? Oh, I guess he popping back in. But yes, y'all, we got a great show as always. Stu and Reno here to give you the business because we got some crazy shit going on. Peacemaker, jumping over hurdles and doing wild Nazi. We're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get all the way into it, bro. Trust me. Peacemaker. Also, the big thing is that it really is foreshadowing the Man of Tomorrow, the Superman Man of Tomorrow sequel. And we got some cameos from some big Superman characters as well in episode 6. But we're gonna also show and look at the episode 7. What's coming up for the next episode, what the 11th Street kids are going to be up to, and what this crazy new whites only multiverse that Chris has discovered in this episode. Ignorance is Chris. And other than that, man, we're going to talk about the DCU's Batman. The James Gunn has everything that he wants out of the new DCU Batman. He broke that down. And we're gonna discuss it because I think there's a lot of confusion between the DCU, the Batman, and all that. Which it's very simple, but we'll get into it, man. Trust me. DC reboot officially unveils the 5th superhero team that Gunn is bringing in. So we'll talk about that. Crypto's got a deleted scene little feature that just came from the DCU Superman. Of course, his little Crypto series spinoff. Is coming out too. Marvel reportedly working on a video game that we've all been waiting for. And it's not one you've heard yet. So we'll talk about that. Star Wars introducing Visions 3 trailer. Looks insane. New lightsaber that's really bananas. And great news for X-Men 97 and your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man fans as well. It's all going down today. And I promise you, Stu Dog is back. There we go. And it's gonna be a good one. What up, Stu, man? Did you what happened?
I don't know. I got kicked. I went upstairs to turn my lights on for like a second. I came back. It was screen was off. Like it was like, I don't know, I got kicked. I don't know.
So we're talking about Peacemaker season 2, episode 6.
Okay.
Did you see it?
Bomb.
Crazy.
I watched all the Peacemaker that I can watch, that they would allow me to watch in this world of watchfulness. It was good. Not gonna lie. Peacemaker is good, period. Like I'm just trying to figure.
You think they're going too far with this one, or what do you think about this?
Nope, because that exists. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that Earth, I think it's like Earth 4, that people are saying that they think it is, the Nazi Earth, it exists in the DC continuity.
Exactly.
It existed for years.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm tired of everybody being so judgmental. If you like it, watch it. If it's not, then don't watch it. Like, it was very creative. It was very good. I loved it, bro. I thought it was, and people, like, the first week when it first happened, people were like online trying to figure out what Earth that was. Well, I'm gonna let y'all know it's the Earth with Ray, the first, like, he's like one of the first homosexual superheroes that DC ever had that was openly homosexual. That Earth, Uncle Sam actually has like the power to travel to through the multiverse or through DC's infinite Earths, and he were bringing the heroes there to help liberate it from the Nazis. That's how the story goes.
Yeah.
And a few heroes stayed and a few heroes didn't. After the fight was done. So it's just what it is. If you read the story the way DC tells it, it's very intriguing. It's very good reading and very good writing. I don't see anything wrong with it if they handle it the right way, the way it was written. It would be an excellent it would be an excellent TV show or cartoon or whatever they want to do with it.
Hell yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Episode's called "Ignorance is Chris." Obviously, a play on the term "ignorance is bliss." And the truth about Earth 2 is revealed on this Peacemaker season 2, and it is Earth 2. So I'm wondering if this could lead to some the Syndicate. We could see Owlman and those guys
And
because
they all went to Earth 2 to fight the war. So we'll
yeah,
see
I
what
mean,
happens.
isn't Earth 2 the one where we have Ultraman and Owlman and shit? The whole flip flop Justice League where they're all bad guys.
Think they're Earth 3
That's
or
two or
4,
it's two or
something
three.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it might be 2. Hold on, I got you.
Well, Earth 2 is revealed on the Peacemaker season 2, episode 6. Ignorance is Chris. And as we recap here, but the Peacemaker in this alternate dimension, the 11th Street kids head after him to bring him back home because he goes there because he feels like this dimension is the perfect place. Everything is perfect. His brother who he killed is alive still, and his dad's not at least he doesn't seem to be the racist scumbag that he was in life in his universe. So he's thinking, man, everything here is just great. And I guess being a white dude, he doesn't realize that there's no black people anywhere. Doesn't dawn on him. Doesn't ever cross his mind. Which obviously as soon as Abiato got there, she's like, you noticed some shit. And Harcourt noticed it actually. She was like, no, actually it was Harcourt that noticed it. She said something weird about this place. She's like, did you notice there's no people of color here? Peacemaker says, what? No, what are you talking about? And he thought about it for a minute. And he looked around and he was like, wait a minute. Oh, shit. And then he looks at the flag that was sitting on the dude's desk and he opened it up and boom, he sees the swastikish right there on the American flag. And he's like, oh, shit. My perfect universe ain't so perfect. Earth 2 is Batman. Earth 2 Robin is Batman. Yeah, it's a big flip floppity. Everything is weird there.
Yeah, right. You have to understand, every Earth there is a equal counterpart to what is on Earth 1 or 0. And so there's a dark side on every Earth. He's just gonna be different. There is a Superman on every Earth. He's just gonna be different. There is a Batman, there's a Robin, there's a Wonder Woman, there's a Zaz. They're all different. Their roles are different. The things they do is different. How they talk. Some of them might be heroes. Some of them might just be regular people that never, went into the hero business.
Yeah, and he got over there and everything was different. Everything was opposite, basically. Like everything, like, Peacemaker, he's the only one left. His dad is dead now. His brother's dead. And they were all very, like, quote unquote white trash, poor, and in this universe, they got money. Everything is what he would imagine, like in his mind, like his perfect world so far. Everything is there. Everything is perfect to him. So, he goes back to his world and he basically is like, fuck this, I'm gonna go live there. Since he inadvertently killed the Peacemaker of that world, he's gonna go replace him. And writes a note to his, the 11th Street kids, his friends, his family, his girl, and everybody, and he says, "I'm going," and he leaves the note as a goodbye note. And they're like, "Fuck that, we're gonna go get him and bring him back." And that's what episode 6 is they go there to get him, to bring him back. And as they're over there walking around, figuring shit out, they each kind of get to their different perspective. They each get separated and go to their own little sort of nightmares, I guess you can call it, is how it ends up being. But the whole thing is crazy. So basically, the way it basically, hang on, I'm trying to. So the episode picks up where Chris and Augie and Keith are celebrating their victory in this alternate dimension, because they do an Easter egg to Superman. The big kaiju that they fight in the Superman movie, that's in Peacemaker, because Peacemaker and them went there apparently and helped kill the kaiju, and so they're now celebrating that. Harcourt is also there. And Chris is enjoying his family and the love of a good woman, and they all take a selfie together with some kids, some fans, and everything seems to be great. Meanwhile, Harcourt, Adebayo, Chase, and Economos begin to plan to get Chris back, and they head over to Adrian's home where he lives, and with his mother, Adrian being vigilante, and in his basement, he's got millions of dollars, pallets of money, fucking bales of cocaine, and weapons and drugs from every drug bust that he did. He said, you know, he does a big drug bust, and basically he doesn't want to turn the shit into the cops because the cops are usually corrupt and they might get stolen. They might end up back on the street, God forbid. And so he's like, fuck it, I just keep it in my basement. Raw Talk, what up? Welcome.
Peace. What's going on, everybody? What's popping?
What up?
Where are we talking about? Episode 6 of Peacemaker.
Okay. Yeah, I started late, but then I stopped because I'll just wait until it's totally finished. That way I could just.
You want to binge it?
Yeah.
Well, this one's crazy. I don't know if you want this. I mean, you know, hey, you know how we do.
I mean, I do spoilers all day. You know, I do that all day. Not a problem.
Yeah. Well,
I seen old girl running from the world of the Nazis. At the end, I seen those clips. That was wild.
Word.
Seems like that's the way the world's turning, huh?
It's very what do you call it? Kind of politically, it's satire, and it definitely is reflecting on the world today, like what's going on right now. Like it almost seems like that's where this current administration and its followers would love things to go. When you're talking about, you know, I don't know, I don't want to get into that, but it is kind of heading that way. But yeah, we also learned that Chase told his mother that he and Amelia dated, right? So Vigilante told his mom that him and Harcourt used to be together and that they had to break up because she was too slutty. It was very funny because obviously, you know, he was telling his mom that, and she's like kind of exposing him, which, you know, obviously they never would fuck with each other because she would see him as ridiculous. But Chris uses that metal purse-like object that Chris uses to create portals to different dimensions. They use that to jump to Chris's father's home so that they can access the quantum tunneling room where you go in, and that's where all the you know, kind of go into this like multiverse of quantum space where, you know, like kind of like a room of holding that's never ending. And so Adrian gives Amelia the code to the portal, and that goes to the best dimension that you know what they think it is in Chris's room. And so they pop into Chris's room. Keith walks into Chris's room, and the group hides because Keith, Chris's brother, you know, comes in, and they don't want you know, him to see them. So everyone kind of hides in the closet, but Amelia kind of gets stuck in the middle. And luckily, he knows who she is and thinks that it's the Emily of that universe, so he's not shocked or anything, and so she plays along like she's that universe's Emily, and Keith volunteers to drive her down to Argus headquarters to meet up with Chris. And when they arrive, she gets detained immediately because, again, she's covered in cocaine now, because when they were in Vigilante's basement with all the bales of cocaine and the portal opened, a bunch of cocaine exploded everywhere and kind of coated everybody. And so she's got the remnants of that. So the dog's like, hey, you know, the dog starts barking at her, and they bring her into the property room and whatnot. And of course, Chase continues to be obsessed with his alter ego, Vigilante. And so he's like, man, I want to go meet the other me. And they're like, yo, stick to the mission. He's like, fuck that. The other me might be able to help us. Really, he just wants to meet the other him. And so he finds the home that he grows up in, and it's the same house. He's delighted with the inordinate number of squirrel figurines in the yard and blah, blah, blah. And he goes in, he's like, oh, my dad's here. Because I guess in his world, his dad is gay and kind of left him and his mom. And in this world, he walks in, he goes, oh, my dad's not gay here. And he keeps walking. And he's just like laughing at all this stuff. And then he goes down to his basement to his secret room, and he finds himself. He finds Chase 2.0. And I was kind of worried that the other vigilante was going to shoot him, just put a bullet in his head, and we were going to see a big old, switch-o, change-o. But right away, they become instant best friends because they're they're have everything in common, and yet that is not even the biggest shocker of the episode. General Rick Flagg, by Frank Grillo, heads down to Louisiana to meet a prisoner. We just know he calls. He says, "Give me a jet to the prison. I need to go to the prison." And he goes to meet someone that's going to help him track down Peacemaker. And at first, I thought it was going to be like Chris's father or even his brother. I thought like they were going to reveal that his brother was really alive or some shit. And who walks in but Lex fucking Luthor? So we now have the connection. We're now seeing the reality of the DCU and how it is all connected. We see and Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult from Superman. He's in prison now because he was in prison from Superman, and now he's there to help him find Chris. How? Lex first doesn't understand why Flagg is worried about a costume superhero, right? Because Peacemaker, in his mind, he's not a metahuman. He's just a vigilante. He just calls him. He's just like, yeah, being goofy isn't a problem. Like that's not an issue. Like he's not even a soup. But Luthor, tells him that he has a tracker that can find the dimension thing that Smith uses to jump dimensions. And so in return, Flagg is going to transfer Lex to Van Kull, which is a maximum security prison that we've seen a lot of in the Arrowverse. So a little Arrowverse nod there. But finally, Peacemaker ends with a jaw-dropping reveal that happens at the end of the episode when Adrian from the new better dimension tells Chase that he hates Chris. He hates Peacemaker. Peacemaker's his arch enemy, not his best friend. And right about that same time, this is and why he joined the Sons of Liberty, which we know from, I believe, that's from Watchmen. I think they're from Watchmen, but they're definitely like a racist, like white nationalist, right, society or whatever, or gang or whatever, whatever you call it. And so then we see the friendly Amelia, the good Amelia, kind of the friendly Amelia, I'll say, the Amelia from the racist world. So I'm not going to call her good. She walks in and is about to meet up with the Harcourt from our universe who's there, and it's going to be bad. So unfortunately, but she's unable to be vulnerable enough to return the same feelings when her and Chris are talking. So Chris manages to have Argus release her. And that's when Harcourt notices that she's not seeing a person of color entering this better dimension. She's been driving through the town. Here she is in the state at Argus. And this whole time she's never seen anybody of color. And she says to Chris, like, "Did you notice that?" And he's like, Nah. He's like, "Nah, what?" And then he notices he's like he walks over to the desk and he sees this flag and it's kind of curled up. And so he uncurls the flag and reveals that instead of 50 stars, we got a swastika. Peace, EGC, salute. That's what's up. Absolutely. But yeah, so that sort of is the big shocker. And that's when we sort of turn the corner, and out of bio, she's walking down the street, and a lady that is a white lady drives by and kind of gives her, just like stares at her the whole way like a crazy ass, like, and she's kind of feeling like, yeah, okay, like Karen, whatever, right? She's like, whatever, like, just keeps walking. And with this, Keith comes driving by. He's Peacemaker's brother, and he's hops out of the truck. He's like, "One got away. One got out, a black." And neighbors start coming out of their houses, and they're like, "Oh, I got her. I see her. Yo, she's right there." And she takes off, and then everybody's like chasing her down the road. And and that's exactly how it ends. And that's the end of the scene. And that's the end of the episode. Crazy shit.
Well, it confirmed a lot. It confirmed that, that should be Earth 10. We know that Owlman and them are from Earth 3.
Yeah,
and
3.
And the Sons of Liberty are the group that fights the Nazi regime that won the war on Earth 10 or Earth X, whichever one you feel comfortable with.
Earth X,
Um,
that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know
it's,
why they're calling it Earth 2. It's Earth X. It's Earth X.
it's Earth X, but it's
Yeah,
10, but it's X.
it's 10,
Some people
10X,
call it,
X10.
yeah, 10 is
Roman
X.
numeral 10.
Yeah, Roman 10, but some people just say X, but it's Earth 10 or X, whichever one you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Um, the Sons of Liberty are the group that opposes the Nazis. That's who they are. And
Okay,
that
good. So that means that this vigilante is there. He's fighting the Nazis. So maybe he does have an underground resistance that the 11th Street kids can sort of get with and help them, get up out of this dimension X. That's probably what's going to happen in episode 7 then. So if he's Sons of Liberty, then that's what they're going to do. They're going to plug in with the Sons of Liberty, who are going to be the resistance. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, their first appearance was in I think it's Superman Volume 2.
That's the one with Uncle Sam, right?
Yep. That's what Uncle Sam gets. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. He goes and gets everybody and brings them back to Earth X to fight the Nazis. The first time he did it, they failed. The Nazis won. So then he recruited a bunch of other people to come back and help fight. And then some of them wound up staying, and helping keep the fight going and things like that. And some of them just like, look, we did our part. And even the score, the rest is up to y'all. So it was an ongoing thing with them, and and then you got to remember too, when they did the first crisis was to merge Charleston comic characters with DC Universe, and that a lot of the Charleston comic characters are like Peacemaker. Who else? Peacemaker was one. There were a bunch of Vigilante, all of them. They were all part of Charleston Comics, and when DC absorbed them, that's just what they got. And now they're part of the DC continuity. So the same thing they did with Milestone, but they just didn't. Same thing they did with Milestone. They just never really used a lot of these heroes. Another Blue Beetle was another one that was. I think he was a Charleston comic. What's the one Rorschach? Rorschach was also a Charleston comic.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Also the Phantom, right?
The Phantom. Yep.
Ghost Who Walks.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They were all part of Charleston Comics, and they got absorbed. That's how we had the first crisis on Infinite Earth, where they merged those two universes together, and out came, these alternate universes.
Yeah, they absorbed Carlton. But Earth X, so Earth X, it is an alternate reality that's appeared in DC Comics a bunch of times in the past, and so in this reality, the Nazis won World War II. So it's basically like there's a Philip K. Dick novel. They even did a movie. It's The Man in the High Castle. Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, I know you saw it. So Man in the High Castle. Very similar kind of premise where the Nazis and Japan wins World War II, and so they do take over the world, and then they split and they divide the United States into two halves. Like the West Coast is Japan's, the East Coast is Germany's now, and the Nazis, and so that's how they divvied up the new world and shit. And that's kind of how this goes. So like the Nazis win World War II, it changes the course of history forever, right? It seems like in this parallel reality. In this show, the White Dragon and his sons are not very different from their DCU Earth counterparts in any other way. So White Dragon is still a white supremacist, but the world around him is different, with people rooting for white supremacy. So he's not an outcasted, like you would be in our world. Like if you're, a white supremacist, that's like you're a white trash, poor white supremacy guy. You're not like embraced by society. Well, in this new society, obviously that is something that's embraceable, and so they're very prominent members of the community. And so one thing that is still different is that Augie Smith is not so resentful of his sons on Earth X. He's rather gentle with them, and so that's something that appeals to Chris, the Peacemaker. And so since the first time Peacemaker entered this alternate universe, fans have noticed some particular things about the world, and one of the standout things was how it lacked diversity or any people of color. And so some speculated that it could be Earth X, Earth 10 from the comics, and now that definitely seems to be the case. And in this alternate reality, even Argus is led by the Nazis. And Argus is kind of like DC's Shield. Sort of. It's their government agency that you know. And so it seems like that entire world is different from DCU's Earth, and the White Dragon and his sons are heroes because their racist beliefs are not uncommon in that world. Rather, the world respects them for it. And
The only thing we know that is uncommon in that world was that in Earth X, they had no masked heroes. There was no Batman, no Superman. Uncle Sam bought heroes
Vigilante
from
and
Earth
Vigilante
2.
and Peacemakers, they don't get along in this reality. Well, they're best friends in our reality. In this reality, they don't get along. They're basically enemies because Vigilante is Sons of Liberty and they're against the Nazis, and then obviously Peacemaker, being a famous superhero in a Nazi world, is obviously down with them. And so Earth X or Earth 10 has long been a part of DC's lore, but especially because of the fascinating possibilities that it proposes. This sort of variation of alternate history where Nazis won World War II. It's been explored, like I said, in several forms of media over the years and stuff. And it seems like, I think, Peacemaker season 2 has some big plans with it. But it's I think like Raw Talk said, man, it's very, I will say it's timely.
It's
very timely.
Right on time, man. I get a lot of feeds on my Instagram about a lot of things. It's crazy, man. But like art imitates life and vice versa. So it is what it is. Would I like would I like to see it? I'm going to see it just because I just want to keep on the continuity of watching it.
Yeah.
But would I be excited about it? It'd probably be like I really gotta truly analyze it for the subliminals that they're gonna drop in it. Yeah, because we're in a strange time. We're in our own alternate universe.
Yeah.
So it's like what are they trying to message through this? Because everything is a message in it. I don't care how slight, there's always a message in something.
Yeah, it's just all about who's the message for and who's it from. And because Hollywood is not, contrary to popular belief, all controlled by one regime. It's many different regimes get to make their movies, and so we never know who their message is from or who it's for. But we do know Gunn is definitely, I mean, Gunn is one of those Hollywood guys that's more on the left side of things. I'm not gonna call him woke, but he's definitely liberal, and so I know that when he does do stuff like this, it's definitely poking fun or not fun, I guess, but sort of picking on those types. So it's definitely dissing the Nazis in every way.
Peace, EGC, what's going down, man? Yeah. I'm gonna dip out for a second and come back myself. So I'll let you know when,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We here.
Yes, sir. But that it's surprising that I don't know if it's just me, but it's like things are getting more easily boring to me now.
Yeah.
It's like it's really getting into a point where I can see the repetition in a lot of things already, in everything. It's like that message is, they're trying to keep banging it at you in different ways. So when you see that, you're like, I'm bored with it. You did this over 50 times in my lifetime.
Right.
I'm bored. What more do you got? What other things, interesting things do you have? Because you're feeding me the same shit in a different wrapper.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
all
movies. I'm saying all movies, not just superhero movie. I'm just in general. The plots are the same.
I got one for you.
It's like crazy.
I got a new movie for you. Just came out. You're gonna dig it. It's called One Battle After Another.
Oh yeah, with
Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn.
Yeah, I seen it.
That looks like this is the movie this is literally made for Gen X. Like, this is made for us. It's They even shot it in VistaView cameras, which haven't been used since like the 60s, just to give it that rich film feel that you had back in the day that movies just don't have anymore. So like they did, yeah, they definitely made this movie for us. Preach on Raw Talk.
But if you think about, I mean, with that movie, there was a slew of movies like that on Netflix. There's a slew of them, man. I mean, yeah, the dystopian, the takeover. Even look at this. This is a subliminal to dystopian. The beginning of dystopia, like type. Vibe, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are they?
Well, no, you're right, because like back, like around when like Book of Eli came out and shit like that was during it. I love post-apocalyptic dystopian.
I mean, I mean, we had that. Look at the Road Warrior, the
Road Warrior, right? All that shit. But man, you're right. Like lately, it just doesn't excite me anymore when I see it. It's kind of like,
So like the programming is gone now. The programming is like whatever they were doing is shut down. Excuse me for a moment.
Yeah, even with superheroes, even with Marvel, even with superheroes and stuff like that, even that was exciting at one point. Like, oh, there's another superhero movie. Now it's just like, yeah, it better be good, because like Stu, you falling out. But yeah, it better be good.
I'm being attentive.
Okay,
keep going. Yeah, I'm being attentive. Keep going.
Yeah. You got Watchmen. You got that movie.
Yeah.
Dystopia. You got what other movies? You got all sorts of movies, man.
Yeah, it's
TV
endless.
shows. I mean, The Walking Dead. It's the same dystopian thing. It just added zombies.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're really just telling you, yo, this is going to happen. Get your asses ready. This is inevitable. It's inevitable.
Also,
this is what they're saying.
Well,
look. I mean, not to get political, but look what happened with the UK or England.
Yeah,
they're done.
What do you mean?
Oh, social credit. They already announced it based off of yes, it's announced. So if you're low totem pole,
what like you mean like their currency is based off social standings?
Yes, so they can shut your ass off if you speak against their government. Yes, that's what they want to do here. They slowly implementing it.
That's definitely what that's what they want to do. That's what them boys
they did
are trying
it in
to do
China.
right now.
So they figure to put their people in order. This is what they need to do.
It's funny that and again, I'm really gonna change directions here in a minute. We're not gonna get political, but
I'm just saying
it's funny how those. Yeah. No, that's it's funny because like those type of people, they want freedom from government. But they don't want freedom for other people.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm saying it's reflective in a lot of the stuff we're getting, even in the comic books. Everything is dystopian, like the end of the world. How to survive. Now you got to learn how to survive if you don't know already. Certain
because you got to think too, though, the zombie crazed and survivalists, fucking preppers, doomsday preppers, all that stuff became in vogue when kind of social media kind of sort of spread it out and the internet spread it out and more people learned about that stuff and it became. But you have people that make movies, they're not part of the man giving us a hint. They're us making a movie for us, being like, look, that's how a lot of the people, a lot of films like big blockbusters and shit like that. Yeah, I mean, you definitely know that the media definitely got a fucking they got their what do you call it, their handlers and shit. But like indie movies and stuff like that, smaller movies, they definitely.
Let's go into the end game,
bro.
What was the real take from the end game? The end game was basically a white rich technocrat, a rich white technocrat saves the world from obliteration.
Iron Man?
The white rich technocrat in our world?
Elon.
Bung. There you have it. The setup in your mind to think that a white rich technocrat is going to save the world with their ideas.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of feeds that, puts that seed in there in the subliminal, so that when that shit comes out, it's not like people aren't shocked and they don't know how to comprehend it. Motherfuckers already kind of have that in there in the back of their mind. Yeah.
Even if we go with our favorite character, everybody's favorite character, Batman, with Easy. See what I'm saying? So they already etched this in our brain and in our social construct to go, well, the rich people, when all else fails, there'll be a rich person with a conscience
to save us,
to save us, which is absolutely wrong.
It's an oxymoron. First of all, a billionaire who cares. First of all, you can't become a billionaire if you care about people. I'm sorry, you can't.
Exactly. I mean, but even though he inherited his money, that's the difference.
Yeah, if it's given to you, that's one thing. But if you become a billionaire on your own, you a motherfucker that's cutthroat. You don't care about others. You step right on their neck. You have to.
And I think that's also one of the reasons why our elected commander in chief got to where he's at, because he was looked at as a Batman type. He was going against establishment,
and everybody thought he was cool.
He lived long enough to become the villain.
Rolling like Trump, get your meat lump.
But I hate to bring the discussion off the rails, but what we're being fed in all these comics and stuff, we got to take a closer look at, because there's definitely a worldwide type of thing going down where it's like once you see it, you're turned off from it. So that's where I'm at with it now.
No, and bigger than that, like we're gonna get into it today as well, because like a kind of something similar is the way that the MCU is using comics, and the way that they're using comics to like justify or support the shit they do in the MCU. Like they told the writer that was writing Kamala Khan, Feige told her, I need you to kill Kamala Khan in this comic and have them come back as a mutant, because that's what we want to do in the movie. The writer had no plans to do that. They did it because they were literally told to by Feige. Now we have the Death of Silver Surfer. Death of Silver Surfer number 4 just dropped, and we are now introduced to Silver Surfer's replacement, the female Silver Surfer now. And this is the comics now. This is Marvel now. So that's people, because a lot of us were very much content that they were keeping that nonsense to the MCU. Not the case. It is very much now in the comics, which means it's going to be in the animation. It's going to be in the video games. It's going to be completely now the new thing. They just there's a new Daredevil that just came out. That's a female called Fearless. That's the replacement for Daredevil now. Whereas Blue has an F on her chest, got the blue same Daredevil mask and everything, with the horns and everything and the white eyes, but it's all blue. Her name's Fearless. She just came in the Undeadpool number 2 or 1, I think. Yeah, Undeadpool number 1. So yeah, they're creeping it all in, and none of this is necessarily a bad thing, as long as it's done well, as long as it's done not for the sake of that thing. Like, we're not just doing it for the sake of doing it, but if it's a good story, that's great. And I think we need more of that. I love female protagonists, female like badasses. That ever since Alien, we got Ripley. Like, I've always been a fan. Princess Leia. Like, I've always had a fan of these like female badass characters, and I've always thought they were dope. I'm writing a novel that I've been writing since like 2018, female lead, because I thought that was cooler. Then now all this quote unquote, WOKE happens, and it makes that trope no longer cool. Now it just makes it annoying because you're just doing it for the sake of that instead of making it cool and making it be, something real. You're just Mary suing everybody, and all the guys are buffoons, and the women can do everything and anything. Like, that's not cool. What's cool is when she's beating the odds as a woman. Like, don't give me a female Taskmaster to fight. Show me that Black Widow can beat a man Taskmaster. What the fuck is you ruined it? So but it is what it is. Like, that's just, you know what I mean? The MCU. But we got it. As long as it's done well, it's okay. I think the Marvel Zombies was done cool. I dug that. That was cool. And the lead was what? Who was it? Stu? Kamala Khan, Riri Williams,
and the girl Kate Bishop.
3 very unpopular characters, and obviously, done for a reason.
Yeah,
there you go. But it was done well, so it was okay. That's the thing. Like, I've always loved that kind of thing.
Yeah, like, Corey Adrian. We have peaked the Marvel Zombies. It was good. We talking about it now. Corey Adrian in the comments, he says, anyone?
I know. I put the thing up on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We peaked it. It was dope.
Yeah.
But we had our complaints. It was MCU-ified. But it was dope.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see Thanos being the big bad zombie, not Scarlet Witch. But the only reason they keep using Scarlet Witch for everything is because she's the most powerful female in Marvel. So, well, that's their character then, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know what? I watched. Yeah. I watched Avengers. Was it Infinity Wars? I watched it. I think it was yesterday. So if you pay attention, when Thanos had just 2 Infinity Stones, Bruce Banner said he was the most powerful being in the universe with just 2 Infinity Stones. That's all he had. And then remember when he had all of them and he faced off against Scarlet Witch, she had nothing for him. She couldn't do nothing with him. Nothing. So I don't understand why.
Well, they had to make him. Right. Well, what I don't get is, why is she more intelligent? Why is she more?
Right.
She's got more of her like mind and senses. Whereas they made Thanos like, oh, I'm an idiot. I gotta learn how to do this and that over again. Like, why aren't they like that too? It's just little stuff like that. It's very little stuff that most people don't pick up on, and that's how they get away with it. But one thing about but Peacemaker, I mean, to bring it back, man, to kind of we kind of got off, but Peacemaker season 2 episode 6 also largely focuses on, I mean, it has a very important thing that is also that I want to discuss besides the Nazi universe. And that's the link to Man of Tomorrow, the link to Superman, and the next Superman sequel. At the time, during this whole thing where the 11th Street kids go to save Chris, Rick Flagg Sr. stays there. Obviously he's still in their universe, and he goes to try and recapture Peacemaker by finding a way to follow them as well, because Peacemaker killed his son and he wants revenge. And so, knowing that Peacemaker can open dimensional gateways, he turns to the biggest expert on that technology that he currently has under his thumb, which is none other than Lex himself. Yeah, exactly, Slade. That's what I was just saying with Daredevil and Silver Surfer. It's funny. It's funny. But yeah, Lex is in this one, and so he's the one that he goes to see in prison, and so it's the Belle Reve Penitentiary, which is that metahuman prison that contains the Suicide Squad and the Creature Commandos, and it currently now holds
Belle Reve.
Belle Reve.
Everybody says Belle Reve. Everybody says Belle Reve, but it's Belle Reve. It's in Louisiana. It is a metahuman prison, but it's run by Argus. And Amanda Waller, according to what DC we're talking about, like the new or the old, in one iteration she runs it, and then in another iteration they're like in the background and they come in and like selectively pick certain villains
Yeah.
to be part of Suicide Squad or Task Force X.
Well, Bell Rev, whatever. It's where they hold meta villains, right? Meta super villains, and because obviously normal prisons can't hold them, and so it has now Lex Luthor, which in our minds we know Lex Luthor's the big bad supervillain, but technically in this universe he's just a guy that's really smart. So he's very kind of annoyed or resentful that he's being held in this meta-human prison after the events of Superman, because he hates meta-humans and thinks that they're the biggest threat. And so this gives Flagg the leverage that he needs to bargain with Lex Luthor, and that sets the stage for Man of Tomorrow. How this sets up Man of Tomorrow. So after confirming that Flagg wants and that a full part, what Flagg needs from him, and that Lex, that a full pardon is off the table, right? You're not just gonna get out. Like, we're not just gonna let you out. That's not gonna be the trade-off here. But Lex agrees to an opportunity for redemption. So I think that means that he's saying we're not just gonna set you free just like that. We are gonna give you the opportunity to set yourself free, to redeem yourself, so that we can let you go. But you, as you are right now, you're not getting out of prison ever. So that's kind of where they leave it. And he gives Flagg access in return to a scanner that is capable of tracking Peacemaker and his dimensional portal generator. In exchange for that and future considerations, Flagg agrees to transfer Luthor to Van Kull. And in the comics, Van Kull Maximum Security Prison is a penitentiary located outside of Metropolis, which is notable for being designed to incarcerate metahumans also and other high-risk convicts. And strangely enough, it has only appeared in 3 comics total. A different version of Van Kull, based in National City, appeared in 4 episodes of the Arrowverse Supergirl show. But regardless, moving Lex Luthor to Metropolis is clearly meant to put him in place for Man of Tomorrow, the movie, right? Which is the sequel to Superman. In a way, it's going to be a movie where Lex Luthor and Superman work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat, quote unquote. That was what Gunn said on the Howard Stern interview. So that sounds dope. Now, arranging that obviously will be much easier with Lex Luthor back in Metropolis. So this is kind of the setup. And here's the funny thing, like obviously it's not necessary, but Gunn did this to show us that these are linked, and to link this show to the movie and make it a real link. So, that links it. This Lex Luthor is in this show, and that's going to lead us to Man of Tomorrow, because we're finding out why he goes from Bell Rev to Van Kull, why he gets put back in Metropolis. And that is a dope little Easter egg. Peacemaker is on Earth X. It's not just been openly confirmed yet. Yeah, it's Earth X. Sudog is right, Bell Rev, and it's run by Argus, but Van Kull has a meta wing, and it is not a meta prison. Yeah, exactly. But they both can hold meta humans. And whether it's Bell Rev or Bell Reeve, it's literally however you want to pronounce it. It's a written word, so there's no right or wrong. It's made up. It's a comic. What do you mean? But here nor there. I think this is a dope little setup, and we have the episode 7 trailer 2.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes, I have to find it. Where the fuck is it? But essentially, in the short term, there's not a season 3 of Peacemaker. So it'll be a pivotal. This episode is an important way to kind of shift over to that next project. But Gunn said what he said. He said, "You're gonna find out more in episode 8 because it's not necessarily that." some of these characters will continue, but also it's not exactly Peacemaker 3. I'm not ruling it out. You'll see episode 8 and maybe you'll find out a little bit more. End quote. So that's pretty cryptic. But also, you know, for quite some time, Gunn was planning a Peacemaker spinoff based on Amanda Waller. The Amanda Waller development on that series has been a slow go. And since John Cena's Chris Smith killed his doppelganger in the other verse, whatever it may be called, which we just learned is an Aryan utopia, it could be that his father Augie is actually alive and that it was Augie clone who Chris killed at the end of season 1, and that the real Augie has been living in the other verse. So, you see what I'm saying? And Augie being Chris's dad. So that's going to be crazy to find out. And whatever and Gunn said, whatever Augie is in the other world, he's kinder to his children. That is true. We'll find out more about Augie next episode. A terrific performance by Robert Patrick. But yeah, so yeah, like we might find out that the Peacemaker, the Augie that Peacemaker shot is really the Augie from this dimension, and this dimension is the Augie that Peacemaker thought he shot, his real dad.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking that maybe his real dad was in the alternate dimension, and they swapped. I think maybe they might have swapped.
That's what it looks like. And so yeah. But he said Gunn said when I pitched to DCU what the basic stories were throughout the TV shows and the movies, this was part of that. Before the Nazi world was. Wait, what did he say? I'm trying to read. They got all these ads in the way. I'm trying to read this quote that he said. By the way, that Rick Flagg Sr. gets Lex Luthor to a better jail scene was always part of Gunn's plan for Peacemaker 2, even before the Nazi world was. Okay, that's what he said that he pitched a story about. So Gunn, but Gunn says that when it came to Superman crossover characters in Peacemaker 2, he shot those actors over a couple Saturdays during a feature production while they were doing Superman. They actually shot those little scenes for Peacemaker, and so the scene with like the new Justice League members from season 2 was shot on one Saturday, while the second Saturday he filmed the Frank Grillo and Nicholas Hoult prison scene. So in addition to the Superman crossovers that we'll see in episode 8 as well. So it's cool. They shot all these Peacemaker scenes with Superman in them during the Superman movie. So that kind of gives you, I mean, that tells us a lot. It tells us that you know, Gunn really has this shit really planned out. Like it is really all pre-planned. None of it is ad hoc and willy-nilly. It's just it's all been like mapped out. He may add some things and take away some things, but what he's got mapped out is mapped out. We also have that Authority movie coming, and they asked him about that. He said it's the one that got messed with through all of the other things that were happening. The script had a harder time coming along. So that we may not get the Authority thing. He said there's someone who is a really good creator who talked to me the other day. So the series, who knows? I'm probably not going to do certain movies with characters who audiences don't know. It's harder to get people in the theater for that kind of thing. Well, there you go, Gunn. See, he's figuring it out. You can't just make fucking movies with people. And this is something that I think Marvel doesn't understand. You can't just try to make all this shit with characters that people don't care about, man.
We've been saying it.
That's
for the
the
longest.
draw.
We've been saying it for the longest. Too long we've been saying it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing with Gunn. He's making it like everybody always tries to look right. Everybody try to look at the obvious, but like I said, I think that the two dads switched places. I think they both knew and they switched. And I think the other dad came to our Earth, trying to instill the Nazi movement because he was a big Nazi sympathizer. He was a big white supremacist sympathizer, and he vigilanted as one. So that's why I think he came, and I think he switched places with, his dad just to try to push that agenda. And his dad might have, switched to. It's like, I can make these, something happen here. I don't know, but I really think that, his dad's not. I think that his real dad is the one that was at the kitchen table with him that night when they were talking. Him and his brother.
Yeah.
But like you said, Gunn has this figured out, and I'm glad he does. When I watched Infinity War the other day, it was good, bro. I mean, it was like really, really good. Like I watched it, I paid attention, and everything. Like, there's a lot went on in that movie. They mixed Guardians of the Galaxy in there. They did, but it was good. And like I said, like you said, I cared about all the characters. Star Lord and them. I was like, yeah, Star Lord and them. They mixed well with Stark and Doctor Strange. It was just great, right? It was a great movie. And I watched a clip on YouTube the other day where a guy said that he was like, everything after Endgame was just trash. And he was like, I don't understand why. He said Marvel had a good 10-year run, and everything he did after that, he was like, was just trash. Like, he was like, I don't understand what happened. Uh, and we know what happened. They started writing about characters we didn't care about. Like, nobody really cares about Kamala Khan. Nobody really cares about Riri Williams, Kate Bishop. Nobody really cares. They're good for Disney Plus, and I like them for Disney Plus. But in your main continuity, the things you're trying to sell, like Gunn just said, you want people to come to the theater and see something. They don't want to come to the theater and see Riri Williams and Kate Bishop and Kamala Khan. They rather sit on their couch and watch them.
Exactly. Yeah. And fuck. Dude, I had that trailer, bro. Hold on.
Okay.
Trying to find. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the damn trailer for this episode 7 thing that I had, but I'm not able to find it right now. Come on, yo. What's that? You know the dude Michael Rooker, the Eagle Hunter guy that played Yondu?
Yeah.
He's been in every Gunn movie, every single Gunn movie, every single movie that the Gunn has done, even non-comic ones.
Mm. Even his brother has pretty much been in all his movies too.
Yeah. Not a lot of them. Yeah. All right. Well, here, let's check this out. I got the trailer. I'm trying to get it up here real quick. There you go. Get out of the way.
What?
Yeah, they're realizing something's up because when Augie caught John Economos in the kitchen, he stabbed the knife in his hand, like he stabbed the knife in his hand so that his hand would be stuck to the floor, and so dude was stuck on the floor and he was over top of him, and Economos was like telling him everything. He's like, yeah, we came here to get Peacemaker because he killed your son, who is Peacemaker, and replaced him, and we're trying to get our Peacemaker back. And in the way that the dad looked, it wasn't on no, what the fuck are you talking about? It was like, oh shit. Which is what led me to believe that this guy knows something about that other dimension, which also adds to the fact that this may be the father from the other dimension.
Mm.
The guy? Don't you sense that's the guy? Most of my regions are nothing beautiful.
Now, hang on. So this guy here, that big dude there, I'm wondering if that's going to be David Cornsweet, because this is Nazi Superman. Yeah,
That would be the twist. That'd be the twist.
yeah.
But then that would confirm that it's not Earth 10. That would confirm it's not Earth 10. It'd be another Earth. Maybe
What?
another.
There's no Superman in Earth 10.
Yeah, but he's not Nazi. He's Russian. His capsule landed in Russia, and he has
That's the Red Sun.
yeah, that's the red. That's the red sun.
Okay. Well, that's who. Then that's who it is. The Red Sun Superman. Yeah.
But
Check it
we
out.
don't know how that. Yeah, we don't know how it evolved either. How that. You know what I mean? Like we know the story, and we know certain heroes died, certain went back. Like Plastic Man went there, he died. A bunch of them. We don't know how it evolved after the heroes, the mass vigilantes got there. We just
Right.
know the story from. I think they stopped it in the '60s.
Yeah, and this says speaker.
Mhm.
It doesn't have a name because this character's not been revealed of who it is yet. And this is who he goes to see, and that kind of looks like Superman to me.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And that kind of sounded like Corn Sweat too, in a deep way, like when he was Ultimate fucking Ultraman, yeah. Bulgaria and shit, and he had the thing on. That's how he sounded like. So listen real close.
What's my reason for helping you?
He said, "What's my reason for helping you?" Yeah. So expect to see some more characters.
I can't wait.
I
I
mean,
can't wait. I'm dug in, and it gets interesting. I want to see who these new characters are. And what Gunn's gonna do, because he's a comic nerd like us, so he's gonna put. There's gonna be some. All the characters are gonna be comic book,
that's
accurate
right.
and comic book based, nothing made up. So I think the whole thing is
The whole thing is about his real father and
the
not
real
the Earth.
father, not the earth. I can agree, because that's
Yeah.
the distraction. Yeah, that's the distraction. He's distracting us because we're all trying to figure out, what Earth this is. But in reality, he's right. The thing is right in front of our face. Because the biggest thing in this season is Peacemaker is feeling, still kind of messed up about the fact he had to kill his dad.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the season, if he finds out that he killed the other earthly dad instead of his real dad, that goes a long way to doing a lot more for his psyche and for his well-being mentally.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to tell you about the Yondu guy.
Mhm.
So, guess who's going to be the new Flash of the DCU?
Is it Gus?
Yondu.
Yeah, I can see that. What Flash? But what Flash is he going to be though? Like,
You can see that.
what Flash? He would play a good Flash. Depends on what Flash is. Is he going to be Jay Garrick? Because he's a
He's
little
going to be
older.
fat old Flash.
So he's going to be Jay Garrick.
He's going to be old fat Flash.
Mm.
I'm fucking with you, man. All right.
I was going to say.
Nah, Gunn said that. Gunn said that. He said Rooker. He said obviously he's joking. Fucking Michael Rooker's like 70 something. He said, this is where I tell you that Michael Rooker is the Flash. But no, he was fucking around. But what he says, James Gunn said he won't rule out letting Michael Rooker play yet another character in the DCU. Because he's already had 2 briefish appearances Says things weren't going quite well, so I called you up. I said, "Could you do me a favor? We've already spent all our money on our show. Will you help us out and come in and do a role as a favor?" So basically, Gunn was like, "I don't have any money. I can't pay you, but I need this character. Can you fill in this role for free?" Basically, and of course, he's gonna do it. And the one thing I'll tell you is that we will not consider this, meaning that you can't play another role in DCU, is how the conversation started. And so the actor, who, to quote Rooker, has been in every movie that Gunn has ever directed. He's already played a robot in Superman and Red Saint Wild in Peacemaker Peacemaker season 2. Red Saint Wild is the Eagle Hunter dude. Utter clown. However, after Wild's death in Peacemaker, Red Saint Wild's death in Peacemaker season 2, episode 5, Rooker is now free to play yet another character in the DCU somewhere down the line. And let's see, it was Gunn. Gunn said, "Well, he said, well, what the fans are going to take from this conversation now, that I'll be coming back to the DC in a major, substantial role," Rooker added. Gunn went on to joke that Rooker would be the new Flash. So no, he's not going to be in no major role. But I just thought it was funny that that Gunn said he would be the new Flash, just fucking around. But he's been in everything that Gunn's directed. That's crazy.
That is.
And not by design, because even this, he wasn't supposed to be in this. Gunn asked him last minute because he needed a free actor. And so he's just by chance ended up in everything Gunn's directed.
Which is dope. That's dope.
Oh yeah, that's dope. But the new DCU Superman movie spinoff short being released next week with Crypto is coming out. That his official little thing is called Crypto Saves the Day. And it's a 4-part series of animated shorts that will see the superpowered canine uses superpowers to fix everyday problems in the city of Metropolis. And that is October 1st. Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday. And here's a little deleted scene with Crypto and Mr. Terrific. Hang on. This is a new deleted scene that just came out.
He killed it. He killed it as Mr. Terrific. I can't lie. He did.
Best character in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so in this scene, he's got his little scanner, his little gadget that's telling him where a superpowered being is. I guess he's looking for help. He's looking for someone else that's a soup that can help him real quick get back to the top of the roof where he needs to be. And so he uses his little tracker and he's running to find the soup. Let it be.
Oh yeah.
Good dog. You understand me? I need you to take me.
Oh, this is how he got. Remember, he was riding on Crypto when they came in. That's how he got up there. Remember in the movie when they bust in there?
Yeah. Yeah. He grabbed his ankle and flew his ass up there. But imagine a superpowered dog biting your ankle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fucked him up. Yeah, the cat. Yeah, that shit had me tripping.
Yeah, Crypto was a good addition to the movie, man. Like
Loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Crypto is definitely that dog.
he was a really
He's
good
that
addition.
dog. Now, the thing that I've been waiting for, the thing that everyone should be waiting for, and the thing that even Gunn uh even admits is the main focus of the DCU. Did you think it was Superman? No, it's
No,
not.
can't be, can't be.
Batman.
Baltimore.
Batman. Now we're talking these guys here. This is Brave and the Bold. This is Damian Wayne and Batman and Robin. Unfortunately, the suit we get will probably resemble this one in more of a grayish tone, without more of like a bright blue, just more probably black and gray. I think, because I think that's what Gunn was kind of hinting at, but I really want the blue and gray. I'm dying for it. I think that's what people really want to see. But I mean, just speaking of the costume itself, I mean, the Gunn revealed that it's like dealing with the fan requests around Batman. He said, in a discussion that he was having with Tom Segura, asked him whether it's going to be the blue and gray Batman. Are we ever going to get blue and gray Batman? The kind that we're used to seeing in the comics. Segura suggested that's what everyone wants. Although Gunn kind of questioned that theory. He said, no, it's not everybody. It's not everybody, because I have somebody saying, please give us this Batman. And then they put up a picture of the blue and gray Batman on Threads or whatever. And then somebody else says, you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, he's a piece of shit because he likes, that's pretty harsh. There's a religious aspect so much to this stuff that's very uncomfortable, because should Batman have white eyes? That's a big subject of conversation. And it's like, guys, like, is that really what matters? But those are the things that they care about. Should his utility belt be yellow? Should they have a yellow crest around the bat? All that sort of stuff. And none of those things are what's most important to me. What matters is the character, the story. And I think that we have a really, really good story now for what's happening with Batman. End quote. So yeah. And yeah, I agree also that is what but he said, he's kind of leaning. I mean, well, he continued. He said, I think one of the things he continued. The white eyes are very important. He said, I think one of the things, the fun things about Batman, though, is that there are so many expressions of Batman that are cool, and different ways to access the character is one of the ways which he's so iconic. So I don't think it's a matter of the blue and gray or the black Batman. I think both those things are really cool. I like the detective Batman, but I also like the fighter Batman. That's just the brute that's fighting. I like the silly 50s Silver Age Batman with Batmite. That's kind of closer to what the original Batman TV show was like. I like all of these different versions of Batman. End quote. And his response kind of touches on the intense scrutiny around the DCU Batman, and not only in terms of what actor is going to play it, but the suit that he's going to wear. I personally really want to see the blue and gray suit with the bright yellow belt and the bright yellow, the white eyes, like the Jim Lee. Like, I'm dying for that. That's what I really want. And that's also what the new Batman. This is what kind of has me a little bit hopeful. The new Batman that just started, the new DC's Batman, Batman #1, has a very classic looking blue and gray suit with the yellow and everything. So I really hope that that's foreshadowing in the in the way that Marvel kind of, and comics and movies kind of are kind of supposed to be similar. That's, I think DC's kind of doing that, which is fine, because DC's at least keeping it comic book in both. But Gunn, he's discussed in vague terms, the kind of Batman that he's going for, or perhaps it'd be better to just say the kind of Batman that he's trying to avoid. Earlier this year, he said, Batman has to have a reason for existing, right? So Batman can't just be, oh, we're making a Batman movie because he's the biggest character in all of Warner Brothers, which he is, but there's a need for him in the DCU. Wait, Yeah, but because there's a need for him in the DCU and a need that's not exactly the same as Matt's Batman. In talking about Matt Reeves, he said, but he's not a campy Batman. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman, really. So we're dealing with that. I think I have a way in, by the way. I think I really know what it is, and I'm just dealing with the writer to make sure that we can make it a reality. So let me repeat that. Gunn said, I think I have a way in, talking about how to make this Batman, how to do it right, where it's not campy and silly, but it's also not the Batman, Robert Pattinson, dark and brooding either. It's serious, but not campy, which in my opinion, that's fucking easy. That's Jim Lee Batman. But he said, I'm not interested in campy, but I think I have a way in and I know what it is. I'm just dealing with the writer because he's not writing the script. He's just, coming up with the idea. And so he's dealing with the writer to make sure that they can make his idea a reality. And that not only because he doesn't want to just do things just because they're cool or just because it makes sense or because just because he wants that thing. Like he might just want that thing, but if it doesn't fit into a story, if the story isn't good, if it doesn't make sense as part of the story, then he's not going to do it. And that's a benefit to us. It's not a benefit to just cram everything that they think people might want into a movie. And that's what Marvel does so much. And it's not the way to go, man. You got to pick something. You got to be decisive. You have to make a choice. You cannot please everybody all the time. You can't make stuff for everyone. There is nothing that everyone likes.
This is true. And you got to remember, this is the director's vision. He just basically told you, my vision for Batman is this, and this is what I'm going to do. Because whenever we watch, like this new Superman movie, this was James Gunn's vision of Superman. Henry Cornsweet was what he wanted him to look like. He coached him the way he wanted him to act and speak and talk. Like, that's just what it is. This is the director's, and that's what Gunn is, the director. This is his division. This is his vision of what he wants it to be. And it's going to be that.
So you can't get mad and be like, "Oh, that's wrong," or "That's not how it is." That's how he That's his.
That's how he envisioned it. Right. That's how he envisioned it. Now, if you want another type of Batman, get your money right.
Director.
Get your money right. Be the director. Get your movie out there. That's just what we got. Like Richard Donner's Superman was different than James Gunn's Superman. James Gunn's Superman was different from who was the other director that just did the Man of Steel?
Snyder.
They're all different. If you look at them and you really look, they're all different. Like, and then look at the Batman movies once, and that's the perfect example. Like literally, that is the gold tier example. When Tim Burton did the first two movies, he was ousted on the third movie. Shoemaker took over. Batman had nipples on his suit. It was just way different than it was. The movies weren't as intriguing or like that slower right. Like Burton had it was a slower pace as far as the drama was concerned, but
Darker,
it was interesting to watch. It was dark, it was mysterious, right? And it always had a giant exclamation point on things that the villain did. That wow,
great about Burton. Burton's the humans like Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale. That was all very serious, fucking dramatic movie.
It was. It really was.
But when you had the superhero shit, was just crazy, and that's cool, man. That's cool. And Tim Burton, man, he nailed it exactly. Schumacher went way in one direction. Then Nolan went in the other direction.
Right.
It's like there's this big spectrum. You got Schumacher here, you got Nolan here, you got Burton in the middle.
Yeah.
You got Matt Reeves is kind of between Burton and Nolan.
But they all have a different take on Batman or Superman. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what makes it great. And it's just it's the director's vision. We're gonna get his vision of what Superman's supposed to be. And when Nolan did Man of Steel, Man of Steel is based in more in reality. I take my hat off to him because I understood that. Man of Steel is based more. The comic Man of Steel is literally based more in reality. And to me, when I watch Man of Steel, that's how I would look at it from that
Yeah.
comic perspective. He brought that to the screen, and I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job in bringing the Man of Steel comic to the screen. Like, and that Lois and Clark lived together. They what you call it? They wound up having a baby. Um, they pay rent. They talk about real life things. Superman wears a beard sometimes. He doesn't have time to shave, so he'll have a beard.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he's running around busy being Superman. He'll slip in being Clark. He'll shave real quick and he'll come back and be Clark. It's a lot going on with Superman
Yeah.
and the Man of Steel, but it's all based in real life. It's all based
But,
in reality.
but with Batman, dog, it's. I mean, Batman is definitely my favorite, superhero
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's a lot of people's, and it's definitely the most popular in the world. But while we wait for DCU, while we wait for the Brave and the Bold, to see Gunn's Batman, which I'm really excited to see. I really just out of curiosity, because like you said, man, there's all these different iterations, and as a fan of Batman, I don't see how you can hate any of them.
Right.
Because I even the Schumacher ones, I still can find things about them that I like. And so just as a fan, man, I love seeing all these different all these different varieties, which is why I really want to see a blue and gray suit. Oh, we forgot fucking Snyderverse. So you got the
It's
Snyder Batman.
Snyderverse. You got the Snyder Batman.
Which
Right.
was more of a gray suited Batman. So we did get the gray, and it's
You
a
got the
bluish.
gray
It was sort of blue.
Flash. In the Flash, you got gray and blue.
Yeah, it was bluish. It was bluish. It wasn't like I'm talking about. I want to see that bright blue, the bright yellow belt, the bright yellow thing, the light gray, like the comics back in the day, and that's gonna be something different. That's a whole variety. So I want to see that variety, man. Different, all the different takes on Batman, and so, but we saw the Creature Commandos cartoon, which was episode 6 of the first DCU anything, which was Creature Commandos. It showed Batman standing on a rooftop looking down at the Dr. Phosphorus, the crime boss, and everything, and it was like a sort of silhouette, which is because Gunn wanted a silhouette after, because he didn't want to commit to any particular look yet. Yeah, he didn't want to commit to using either blue and gray or black or what or the so but again, based on his statements, I think he's gonna go with a more gray and black or something more in between, because he's not just agreeing that yep, it's the gray and blue, because he's saying like, really it's I'm getting fans telling me black, I'm getting fans telling me blue, I'm getting fans telling me everything, and people are super serious about it. And for me, it's not really that important. I'm more concerned with the story. And he just kind of kept kind of leaning away from the because the guy was more leaning on the blue and gray. He's like, blue and gray is what people want. It's the comic version. Like, let's give us the blue and gray. And he's kind of leaning, not really agreeing with that. So I'm not really convinced that we're gonna get a blue and gray, but I don't think it's gonna be the black either. I think it's gonna be something that we haven't seen yet. And it might again be more closely to the Grant Morrison look, which is what it's going to be based on, this Damian Wayne Grant Morrison story. And you can see there, he's got a gold belt. He's got a all black bat on his chest, no yellow. He's got a navy blue, if at all blue, cape and cowl, and a darker gray gray. But some might look at that and say, yeah, that's gray and blue. It's not the gray and blue I'm looking for, but yeah, sure, it's gray and blue, but it's not, like I said, it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this.
I think
that.
you're only going to get that in animation form.
I want that in live action.
because that's going to be kind of impractical in a sense. Maybe, I don't know. I surely think he can do it.
What do you mean impractical? You mean a guy wouldn't be stalking the night in that? He would wear black in real life?
Yeah, I mean,
but that's the thing. The DCU is trying to be more like comics than real life.
Yeah.
Whereas you have the Pattinson being more like real life. It's a crime drama.
Yeah.
It's more the Dark Knight of it, you know. But like,
depends on how he want to do the mood of the if his story is a comic booky, that blue will fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
Then you got to think about the merchandise. It would be much easier. You know, I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
But
based on this, it's going to be largely based on this comic.
But see, like studios, a lot of movie studios do metric numbers on things, on how people view it by the numbers. So when the first Batman '89 came out, sold out the gate crazy. So they were like, "Oh, that black suit is what's hitting."
Yeah,
that was the pinnacle. Then it went down once Shoemaker, whatever his name is. That's his name. Shoemaker. What is his name again?
Schumacher.
It went down. The even though it made money, it's still the response on the merch went down because it wasn't that black suit. It was some kind of silvery suit.
Well, because it had armor and like it was all weird, like with hella techie like armor. I hated the suits in the Schumacher movies because they were too.
So that went down.
Yeah, no, I want just.
Oh, I'm sorry, but when Batman Begins came back, that black suit came back. The numbers went up.
Yeah,
yeah, so he did.
I don't think it's because of the suit though. I think it's because the movie was better.
Yeah, but they connect everything with what was in the movie.
But I mean, I don't think there's any comparison. There's no comparison, bro. The Nolan movies were 1,000 times better than Schumacher in every way.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, look at the metrics. The Batman had great metrics. The suit was black too.
Yeah.
Even though it is pegged as a fresh take on Batman, indie style, really noir for the adult fan, not for the kid fan.
Right.
So this one.
Well, another thing is they want to do something that sets it very much apart from the Matt Reeves Batman.
From the Matt Reeves Batman, it's true.
So by keeping it gray and blue, that no one's getting confused. This is two different Batman. That's another great reason to do.
Yeah.
This.
So that's why I'm thinking, as far as the metrics, they can be off with it, but most corporations go by the numbers. But then you have James Gunn, who goes against the numbers and make the numbers his way. So if he does it, he's going to do it because it's kid friendly, 1, adult friendly, 2, family friendly, 3, and that makes good for all merch.
And the comic fans love it.
Yeah, but
anything comic fans dig is gonna make good merch because.
But still,
behind me, that's the merch. That's because it's comic shit. You know what I mean? It's got to be dope.
True, but that Superman movie merch didn't move. That's the thing. The numbers wasn't there. They put out some merch, but the numbers.
What's Superman merch? The McFarlane toys?
No, I'm talking about directly correlating with the movie.
Yeah, the movie, the McFarlane movie ones, them shit sold out.
No, I'm talking about the other stuff for kids.
Oh, the kids stuff?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, that's my thing. People need to, Hollywood needs to figure out a lot of this merch, especially now, ain't being bought by kids or for kids. Kids don't play with toys anymore. They play with phones and video games. It's adults buying this shit. So they need to stop making them kid merch toys and just focus on this shit, and they'll do a lot better. But convincing fucking, ass blow of that is not gonna happen. But
No,
yeah,
that's true.
you're right.
If they get rid of the kid part of it, I mean, you still have kids out there that love it, and maybe a parent will buy something for their kid or grandparent that don't know what's going on really. See, that's what they base their numbers off. Okay, when they go
Yeah.
shopping, will a kid, kid is mine is fleeting, so they may want that then and there, but then throw it in the toy box and let it be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But they look for that. So if none of that is moving, look at the Transformer 1 movie. That merch is still up in Walmart looking dusty as hell.
Mhm.
Packed.
Because fans of Transformers didn't fuck with it.
Exactly. So the fans,
But if you ask me, the merch that sells right now is the shit that looks iconic, man. You can't, these toy makers are making up new shit, trying to invent new shit. It's not, this ain't the time for that. Right now, nostalgia is the thing, and retro is cool. Kids
True,
love
true.
retro shit, and that's what's all. So yeah, I think when
So-
they keep shit official,
yeah.
I think that's why Gunn, I don't know, I think that's because look,
So now I want
Snyderverse,
I
Man of
just-
Steel was building up. Like, I think we built up to Man of Steel naturally. I think that's where things were going.
Well, we were starved into the Man of Steel because we didn't.
And then
have-
all of a sudden now we want this because it's retro. It feels more nostalgic. This the OG Superman that we know and love from childhood. That's what we wanted.
But like me designing the Batman gear that y'all will see soon. Even though Batman is the most famous for adults, it's the Joker. Okay, so Joker does amazing numbers in
Yeah.
all of Batman's apparel.
Yep.
Okay, Batman is great. He does his numbers with his the bat shield and everything, but Joker makes numbers happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because
when
I can see adults buying
Yeah, 'cause
more.
I was looking at the numbers with Warner Brothers as far as their sales of those items because I get privy to all that back information,
Mhm.
and Joker is the number one guy. Then you have Batman, and then everybody else falls down like Catwoman, and then you may have Penguin, and then but the top grosser of all Batman apparel merch, I'm saying t-shirts,
Yeah.
is the Joker. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. So now with Superman, he has his moments. That S shirt is the top seller of all Superman merch.
Yeah.
The S on the chest, that's always going to sell,
Right.
right?
Right. Exactly.
But what else after that? It goes
That's
down.
it. Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah, it goes down. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
That's it. After that,
it's wild, man. It's crazy. So
but it's crazy.
So hopefully they do the Batman, the blue and gray. I definitely want that. You know,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's wishful thinking.
yeah, and I can't wait for it because I'll be designing the clothing for that stuff.
So what's the Batman clothes you got coming out? What's that for?
It's basically all iconic stuff and some new interpretations on that iconic.
I mean, what company?
I have the blue and gray, and I have some black. I have the different iterations of Batman and Joker. So, it's
What
a lot.
company is it for?
It's for Reason clothing brand.
What
They're
they just
they're a streetwear brand that got the license.
they just got the license, yeah. Dope.
And a lot of stuff. Think about Godspeed and stuff like that. I'm updating the look of it.
Mm.
You know, it's going to be interesting. The body silhouettes of the t-shirts, more fashion oriented, and we got the basics. So
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna
definitely
be dope.
for spring. Look out for all that shit.
Yeah. Well, the little glance we got on Creature Commandos about Batman, you know, that little silhouette that we did get, it didn't tell us shit about the costume, what it's gonna look like or anything, but Gunn explained that, you know, it was a clear indication that Batman not only already exists in the DCU during the events that we're seeing Creature Commandos and the Superman movie, but that he's a well-known within the universe. He's a motherfuckers know about that Batman, and that's why there's no need to tell his well-documented origin story. So basically, that little Easter egg there was just to let us know Batman been here. He's looming. He's fucking seasoned. He's probably been around longer than Superman. More well known. Like, he's the guy of this universe, and so that is cool to me because Gunn, recognizing that Batman is the man, he said Batman is his focus of the DCU. It's his main guy. It's the main guy of the DCU. It's his Iron Man. Put it that way. It's his. If MCU had Iron Man, DCU has Batman. And he said, this is the DCU Batman that we see in Creature Commandos. He said, listen, I got to tell you, I just love Batman. I love him. I loved him since I was a little kid. He's one of my favorite characters. I've gone on the record in the past. I was at Marvel saying that my favorite character is Batman. I love him, and we're going to do great things with him. He's the most popular superhero in the world, and I can't wait for people to see more of him along with Superman and together. End quote. And so, yeah, that I mean, he's confirming that he's in this universe. He's gonna be with Superman in that universe. Like, they're all gonna be together. And like, that's what I love about this DCU, is that it's like the comics where, when you see these characters, the other characters are involved just like they would be in the comics. Versus all the Batman movies that we've been talking about, all the Superman movies of the past, there's no Green Lantern in any of them. Superman ain't in any of the Batman movies. Batman ain't in any of the Superman movies. Flash don't run by. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it would be in the comics. But in these movies, it's as if these guys are the only superheroes in the universe. Like in the Batman movies, he's the only superhero that the world knows about. Same with the Superman movies, and you know what I mean? So this is the first time, I think, in my opinion, as far as I know, that we're getting these big mega DC characters actually together in live action in the same universe, in the same movies. You know what I'm saying? And being known and being mentioned in each other's movies and shit. Like, that's new. And it just, for me, it makes it feel more like a comic. It gives me that vibe that I think we never got from Marvel. But later in the interview with Two Bears One Cave, Gunn talked about his favorite version of Batman growing up, which some are suggesting offers a little tease into what to expect from the Brave and the Bold. He pointed to the 1970s Batman, number 227, which was a supernatural take on Caped Crusader with writer Dennis O'Neil and artist Irv Novick, with an iconic cover by Neil Adams, the late great Neil Adams. God rest dead. It was this sort of O'Neil Adams era of Batman comics that dragged Batman away from the campy tone of the TV series and back to its grittier, darker roots. Before Frank Miller did with The Dark Knight. Let me show you the picture, because it almost reminds me of Scooby-Doo. Hang on. I don't know why I said that, but look.
Because Batman was in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, exactly. He was. Damn sure was. Damn sure was. But yeah, that's the Demons of Gothos Mansion.
Oh, I had that book.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. I sold it, but I had it.
That's a dope book.
Hell yeah, it's a dope book.
I would love to have that book. I love how they have Batman and Robin up here.
Yeah.
Like you normally only see one or the other, like a little corner thing, but this is like it has two.
Yeah, it's a long. Yeah.
Yeah, or a big long.
I should have that art in my file too.
I love that book. 15-cent cover. Fucking 1970.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Comics Code Authority. Yeah, still Comics Code, but this is after the gritty, or after the campy show of the 60s and the campy Batman. This kind of started to bring Batman to a darker. And this is probably what Frank Miller read that made him want to do a darker Batman.
That cover art is spectacular. It reminds me of the
Neil
cover,
Adams?
huh?
Neil Adams?
This cover, yeah, iconic
Yeah,
cover.
that's Neil Adams, bro. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It reminds me of all those horror and I guess those noir books back in those days.
Yep.
It was all
Yep.
painterly and you know, sketchy and
I know exactly what you're talking about. The old horror comics, the golden age horror comics, yeah, or silver age.
Beautiful covers, man, to this day.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like Vincent Price.
Yes.
Running. I mean, but it's like it looks like it's like yeah, Crystal Ball. It's like a Dracula with like two hounds of hell chasing a meal.
So that's actually that Dracula is kind of like based off of not Bela Lugosi, but who that played Count Dooku, Chris.
Yes. Yes.
I keep forgetting his name, man. God.
Not Christopher Walken. Something Christopher. But the guy that played Dooku, yeah, he played Dracula after Bela Lugosi. He was the
it was Christopher Lee.
Christopher
Lee, there you go. That's who he looks like, Christopher Lee.
No.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, but it says as a kid, this is Gunn. He said, as a kid reading the early 70s Neil Adams Batman comics that were much darker and grittier, I was like, oh, I like this Batman. I had seen the sillier Batman on TV, and I'm like, oh, this is gritty, cool Batman. And that was the thing that made me feel more like, if not an adult, at least a teenager when I was 8 or 9 years old. That was the Batman that we've never seen. That was my favorite story. That was the compilation of Batman comics that I read, and I just thought it was the greatest ever. And it was supernatural Batman too, which is something we've never seen. Batman in a sort of supernatural environment. What else? So it says, could we see something similar from the DCU Batman? It feels like it could be a while before we get our first look, with the likes of Supergirl, Clayface, and Man of Tomorrow due out in 2026 and 2027. Reeves, the Batman 2 due out in 2027, and a potential Batman 3 coming out after means Gunn faces the potentially confusing situation of having two actors playing Batman in movies across two DC. Yeah, blah, no, I don't give a shit. That's stupid. No one cares. Only idiots would be confused by that. So, but yeah, I think by the time we do see this DCU Batman, it's going to be 2028, like at the earliest, maybe 29 type shit. Because yeah, we got to get through 26 and 27. Matt Reeves is 27, and then they'll start making shit later. So it's going to be at the soonest 2028, at the soonest. Yeah, 2028 at the soonest, which I expected. I mean, I figured it's going to be a while because we got to get through the whole Gods and Monsters slate. Batman is not even a part of the first chapter of Gunn's slates of chapters. But at
least he's got a plan.
Yeah.
He's got a plan. Yeah. Now, moving off of Gunn, moving off of DC over to Marvel, they're working on a video game that we've all apparently been longing for. And because they've got a lot of games out right now. You've got coming out too. You've got Tokon, you've got Rise of Hydra, or Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Comic Invasion looks fucking dope. That's coming out. That's that side scroll beat 'em up. But
the Cosmic. I want to play Cosmic Invasion bad. I think I want to play that.
I'm really excited for is the Wolverine game from Insomniac, and that is the company that makes Spider-Man, the Sony PlayStation Spider-Man games, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Those video games are the dopest superhero games next to Batman Arkham series, and which I think are the best. But Venom has not had a game of his own until now. Yes, the Insomniac people that made Spider-Man, making Wolverine right now. That's coming out in 2026. But they are working on a Venom game, and reported by MP1 the MP First, Insomniac actively working on a Venom game, which is set to be released after Marvel Wolverine hits shelves 2026. The title is set to follow Eddie Brock as he becomes the Lethal Protector, a creative decision that would be faithful to comic book pages and mark a new direction in the saga, given that Harry Osborn was the symbiote's last host during the events of Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Furthermore, Carnage would act as the main antagonist, and Eddie would eventually be Anti-Venom at some point during the campaign. An Easter egg found within Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4 reveals that Eddie Brock already exists within Insomniac Universe, works for the Daily Bugle. Besides, we know that the symbiote threat is far from over. Peter and Miles may have destroyed the meteorite that amplified Venom's reach and allowed it to bond with countless citizens in New York. However, the meteorite's destruction didn't mean that every symbiote on Earth was eradicated. After all, that's why Peter was able to keep his anti-venom suit at the end of the game. And this means that Carnage is still roaming around freely, and a spin-off game is the perfect game to give him the spotlight. So while the third act of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 was all about Venom, there's very little backstory on the symbiote in the game. There are nods to No here and there, but there's enough comic book lore explored to make up for a new title. Furthermore, Marvel's Spider-Man saga has exclusively taken place in New York, which does make sense. But this could be the perfect opportunity for players to explore little sections of Clintar in some capacity, even if it's through flashbacks, Clintar being the symbiote's home planet. And while this report didn't mention any details on the game's length, it would be wouldn't be too far-fetched to assume that it could be similar to that of the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, kind of short. After all, another report revealed that the spinoff is intended to bridge the gap between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, which is also going to be coming down the line. So while a full-on title with a large scope is unlikely, we couldn't ask for more than to run around wreaking havoc as the Lethal Protector. And yeah, but there's been a history of Wolverine appearing in games too, in Spider-Man games that also feature Venom. And so we saw Logan showed up in both Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Man Web of Shadows, which is one of the best games to fight against the symbiote threat there. And so knowing that Insomniac is also working on Wolverine, I don't think it's too far-fetched that he'll probably get a Venom cameo somewhere in that game, or make it somewhere, or him being in the Venom as a cameo in the Venom spinoff. So, but we can only hope and dream. But while Insomniac Game has not made any official announcements regarding its future titles yet, this rumor has it that State of Play presentation kind of would reveal it. But alas, we did get to see Wolverine's trailer, which was dope as fuck. We saw the play. We did a little video about that last weekend. What was that? No, Wednesday. Last Wednesday. Now, I wanted to talk about. I know Stu had to go to work. Stu, be safe.
Word.
And yeah. I debated on whether to show this because I don't know what's going on with YouTube anymore. It's like we can't look at stuff. They want to cancel shows and shit, but I don't know. But I really want to look at this trailer.
Maybe without the sound.
Yeah.
Then you got to think about it. If it has a thing on it, on the actual where you're getting it from, if they got a copyright thing on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
where would that be?
Well, no, I mean they may have it already embedded.
Oh, embedded, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, but this is been altered because I'm changing the playback speed.
Yeah, there you go.
And I got the volume off because I want to slow it down because I want to take a look at it.
Mm.
And you can see it's anime, it's Star Wars and anime, and anime Star Wars.
Yeah.
But Visions 1 was insane. It was phenomenal. They had an episode called The Duel that was about this Ronin. And this is the Duel 2 here that you just saw a little piece there. And then, but these are all different little shorts, little animated shorts. They're all different. Like we're not looking at one movie here, guys. These are all, there's like 6 or 7 different little cartoons. Like here's one. This is the what you call it, the Ronin one. And then there's this thing that looks kind of more like I don't know, reminds me of like a Voltron or like a Macross thing or something. Then this looks like some like what you call it, watercolors and shit. But all different sort of like modes of animation, different types of medium. Like some are CGI, some is done with photography, some is done with watercolors. Like this is a weird thing, and you have like this.
Yeah, that's dope. That's that. That's kind of like what's that one with what you just passed up? Look like Samurai Jack almost.
That one, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That sort of basic animation. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, this is the shit. This is what I like. This reminds me of like Studio Ghibli, but yet it's really well done. And this one's really cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And this shit looks real cool too.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Give me that Voltron vibe.
That's the one. Yeah, the Voltron one. I don't think any of these are gonna suck. Visions 2 sucked. I didn't like it. I don't know why. It just was not good. Visions 1 was insane. Volume 3, October 29th. Cannot wait.
I kind of like. I mean, I'm a particular person, so I like all the visions. I mean, even though the second one was more female heavy and oriented,
I didn't mind that about it. I just thought it was boring as shit.
Yeah, I mean, but
I didn't find it good.
It's a lot of philosophy and stuff that they put into it. A lot of inner.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be there. Yeah,
inner voice type stuff that retrospect. But I mean, I'm with it, man. I like fresh new takes and
yeah.
I think that's what's needed, man. Fresh and new takes and solid takes on it. Like, people are owning real creativity. Okay, yeah, y'all are used to looking at Star Wars this way. Let's look at it this way now. Let's go this route without any propaganda and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, like I said, I hope you guys show this. It's mainly She Wars, but it's dope anime. Well, I think Visions 2 was definitely She Wars. Every single cartoon in Visions 2 was totally female centric. That's what it was all based, which I found weird since the first one wasn't like necessarily male centric. So I don't know why there would be a just all female one. Like why? There was never an all male one. So I don't know. But I just feel they should just keep it real. But this one's definitely back to keeping it real, where there's both men and women, because that's how the world is. But yeah, that's definitely something I noticed too. But again, inherently, like I was saying earlier, not a problem for me. I the female protagonist, the female badass or superhero, whatever, I think is the coolest trope in storytelling. It's definitely, I think, the reason it became this thing where people consider it to be woke or whatever is, it's because it got a bad name because of a lot of shit that did go down, but there's still a lot of great stuff that I don't hope people miss because of that,
I think a lot of divisions are selected. Those writers and the animators that come together to make those visions, their projects are selected. So if their projects are selected, it's based on who wrote it and based on who animated. And for all we know, it could be a lot of males writing this stuff, and it's just they chose female characters. because I know in a lot
Yeah.
of video gaming, a lot of guys play with the female characters because they're faster, they're sleeker and swifter. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I mean, there could be some caveats in that manner. You know, like
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it from a female. Since like in general, some people, and I may think like this at times. Like I'm overloaded with a lot of testosterone, so I get overdosed on testosterone, which is cool.
Yeah. But it's
I
cool to
want,
like kind of
yeah, I want to tone
do
it
it out
down.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to tone it down a little bit, and I want to see another perspective. So that female perspective and how they deal with aggression and shit. That's
Yeah.
something to look at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Study that, you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. That's why I love it so much, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why it said like I said, man, I said before, like the book I've been writing since 2018 is a female character. Like that's the way I don't know, I just like that trope, and I always have.
Yeah.
So it just, but what I don't like is when people take that great idea and they take it and bastardize it and use it for some political agenda, and therefore what that does is they don't write any good story. They don't write anything good. The character, you don't care about them. Nothing is good about it. And that's kind of how I felt about with Visions too. There's a female character in Visions 1. There's female leads in Visions 1 that were dope, fucking awesome stories. I just found the Visions 2 stories boring because I felt like they were just doing it just to do it. And when that happens, they always have all the male characters are stupid. It's always very different than like when it's done genuinely. And when it's done genuine, I'm not saying there's nothing in Visions 2 that had anything genuine, but for the most part, I was just bored by it. And that's the thing. Like, I don't care if it's a male character, a female character. What I care about is it written well? Do I care about the character? And is it entertaining?
So, like on Netflix, there's a character that's so dope and it's written so well. The Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Yes.
Fucking awesome, bro.
Fire.
You know, fire.
Yeah.
Period. I love it.
Yeah.
She ain't no joke. I'm
That's
like,
the best.
yo,
Yeah, dog.
come
Absolutely.
on. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, look, one of the things I'm most excited about for Visions 3, it's a female Sith character that's a Twi'lek, and she's got this new dope kind of lightsaber. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and even George Lucas's plans for the sequel trilogy, he planned to make a character like Rey. His Luke was going to be a female.
Yeah.
He wasn't a Mary Sue, though. He was going to train her properly and have her gain her abilities the way she should. And so it would have made sense. And Luke was going to be a hermit and renounce the Jedi Order. It's written right there. It's in the archives. I have it. George Lucas's words.
Yeah.
So he was doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
But he was gonna do it well, and it would have been good. We would have loved it. By the time Luke would have became the hermit and renounced the Jedi, we would have already seen him in the first and second movies being Legends Luke, post fucking original trilogy Luke, full on power master Jedi Luke. We would have seen that head of the Jedi Order with his own school and students. All that was going to be in there. Then he would have became this. And all the while training this female character. And guess who the Darth Vader of his story was going to be? A female Twi'lek. All red with the Darth Maul fucking tattoos and shit, was going to be Maul's apprentice. Maul was going to be the Emperor character. And, and his enforcer was a female. And the Luke character was a female. And we would have fucking loved it. No one would have complained. No one would have complained. All these guys that you see on YouTube now, these bros that are like hating the woke stuff and like that complain anytime there's a female or a person of color, they renounce it instantly because
we know one major YouTuber that does it every time.
Neurotic.
There you go.
You already know who it is. And but that guy wouldn't exist because it would have been written well. And you would have liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So my point being is like, it's not the fact that they're females that's the problem. The problem is that there's no writing behind it. They're just like, oh, we got a female character. Look, that's what this movie's about. That's fucking boring. Who cares?
Yeah. You want to know the real interest.
What's cool about her?
Yeah.
Why is she dope?
What's her struggles? How she's
she's the ultimate power. She's more powerful than anyone. Okay, well, how'd she get that way?
Exactly.
And like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? You have to put that in there, and that's what they're missing. Like Captain Marvel, like, oh, she just flies in and she's the most powerful character. Did we see her build up to that? Like, it was pretty fucking quick and instant, if you ask me, and no one liked it. Like, so I mean, it's not, and I think even Nerdrotic probably doesn't even know that. He doesn't hate that inherently. He just doesn't like the shit that they've been dribbling out.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he's not even intellectual enough to think about that and realize that. You know what I mean? Like,
he's
and
one
like
of those comic book guys that just got fed up and had put his blinders on after that. Once he got fed up, he's like, "Fuck it, everything is a go on. I'm shitting on everything until I'm proven otherwise." So sometimes that can hinder you from really seeing the good in certain things. You know, the quality or give a great critique without slandering, without going into the brouhaha of the dumb shit. You can really articulate and get your point across to where now you gain serious followers. So now the movie execs have to tune into you because now you're speaking from a realistic point of view and not just hatred and anger and just fed upness. You're speaking from true fandom and true understanding of the material presented. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so this new Visions trailer that we seen that we just looked at though, there's this new lightsaber, new type of lightsaber making a debut in this upcoming season, and fans are tripping about it online, but it's you only see it for a quick second in the trailer there, but it's formed by a dozen like little tiny small lightsabers. It's almost like an umbrella with like each thing has a fucking umbrella, but they're like pointing at you. It's like a Gatling gun or something. It's really dope. But yeah, it's the female kind of Twi'lek Sith character that wields it is very reminiscent of the Twi'lek that Lucas was going to have as the, you know, enforcer character, the Darth Vader, if you will, of his sequel trilogy. So yeah, man, it could have all been beautiful if they would have just kept to, you know, instead of imagining that they had to destroy the patriarch and imagining that all these properties needed this feminine overhaul when they didn't.
No,
they could have just kept it going real and everyone would have been fine.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Star Wars has always had strong female characters that people love, and Marvel obviously has always had strong female characters that people love. So that, you know, this delusion that they had to do something about that.
And people with Marvel, most of your Omega level mutants are female. And if you want to get outside of the mutants, most of your powerful beings are female.
Thank you.
The universe is a female. The fucking the Phoenix is mutant, but Phoenix is a whole beyond mutant.
Right. Right. That's a being. Yeah.
Being. It's not even a mutant. A mutant had the ability to harness the power of the Phoenix, but the Phoenix itself, you know, it gravitates to, you know, that type of power. But yo, you got crazy shit going on, man. And yeah, they ruin it. You can't just say, hey, yeah, this, that. No, we already had that. We have it already.
Exactly. And speaking of mutants, I'm glad you brought that up. It just made me kind of segue over to this next thing. Good news for X-Men 97 and your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man fans. The only good animated Marvel things going on. After the smoke settled on the great streaming wars of the 2020s, studios and streamers have started slowly returning to some of the old ways of doing television that worked. Like, for example, they are looking at seasons with longer episode counts and counting down the wait time between seasons, cutting that down, because like back in the day, shows didn't have 8 or 10 episodes, bro. They had fucking 50. You know what I mean? Like, how many Three's Company episodes are there? You know what I mean? Like, not 10, right? So, and for example, but with that in mind, Brad Winderbaum, the head of Marvel Studios streaming, television, and animation, had this good news to share with fans looking forward to future seasons of X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. He said, what's exciting about the next few years is that we're going to get subsequent seasons of X-Men 97 and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on an annual cadence. So every year there will be a new season, and we can map out a longer arc to those stories. Because when you have like season 1 happened, now years go by, and then like season 2, it's gonna be like its own thing, and it's even done. So like it's hard to make a overarching story when there's this huge gap between seasons, and so that will help that. So they'll be able to make better overarching stories. If you remember anything about like shows back then, they would have a sort of overarching story that would sort of follow like as a thread, and that's going to be a dope addition, I think, to this new. Basically, it's basically saying to me that, because I always felt X-Men 97, right, was a novelty. Like, yeah, it's kind of like resembling one of these old shows, but it's not like this it's not like the show's back. It's not like on TV now X-Men is back, right? It's just this novelty feature thing that they did.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to develop it into being a more normalized actual show that actually just continually goes on. It's not just this thing that happened, right? That's the event.
Yeah.
So
Good. Gotta keep it going, man. If it has great, like, again, stories matter, man. That's what's the new T-shirt. Stories matter. Real stories matter. Storytellers, story writers, real writing matters. If you don't have shit, man.
Nothing.
You don't have nothing. It's just whack. Like even with the G.I. Joe movies, it could have been better. Yeah, we got visuals and stuff like that. Yeah, cool for that time.
Right.
But was the story solid? No, it wasn't. It wasn't solid. It needed to be solid, so they can carry on the franchise. Which, I don't know, man. Hollywood was lacking then. I mean, it has its bright spots, but for the most part, they're lacking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Disney. So during Disney's D23 Fan Expo, the head of Marvel's TV streaming thing, Brad Wonderbaum, was joined by Cal Dodd, who is the voice of like Wolverine and shit, and Zahn. And right from the start, you learned that the team would have the outfits that their comic book counterparts were famous for during Grant Morrison's run with the new X-Men. Okay. And so while a sneak preview was screened, it still hasn't been released, but there's been a sneak preview of it. And then Zahn shared that Rogue will be on a hero journey during the second season. He said she's on a mission and she's not going to stop until she gets what she wants. And then Cal Dodd added that he was so happy that they're bringing back Bishop, teasing that hell breaks loose and he has no idea what's happening with him during the season. Along with Bishop, we also learned that Polaris, Danger, not Warlock as originally reported, and Apocalypse will appear. And but that's not it. That's a far from all. During a a screening, let me see if I can throw this over here. Nope. Let me grab a screenshot. Oh, you son of a bitch. Well, during the screening of the first season of the animated series, there was a Q&A that included Winterbaum supervising producer Jake Castorona and director Emmett Yanamura. So when it came to the topic of what they could share about season 2, Winterbaum dropped a 10-ton tease, giving fans the heads up that they should start brushing up on their X teams because 2 of them will be making an appearance. He said there's many teams in Marvel that have the letter X that are followed by a hyphen. It would be, he said, I would put it to you like this. There are 2 other X teams in season 2. So probably X Force and X Factor. Yeah, that's what I think. X Force and X Factor are probably who we're gonna see.
Or well, no, not Excalibur.
Not Excalibur, probably, but X Factor and what you call it?
Because then again, if they use, and this is in '97, right? But 97 already had their Cyclops in that, and their Beast, right? And their Marvel Girl Jean Grey.
Yeah.
So that means they break off from the X-Men because I think, because what you call it takes over as leader of the X-Men.
Who?
Storm, right?
Yeah.
So that's when the X Factor came about. Yeah. So so that's how that'll get down. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, bro. That's dope.
And if you got Apocalypse, of course you're gonna have the Archangel.
Exactly. That's what I can't wait to see. Fucking Apocalypse and Archangel. The 4 horsemen of death.
Here's the other thing though, Reno. We had that with the X-Men.
I just want to see him again. I want to see him in this shit, in the newer one.
Yeah,
I want to see X-Men or Apocalypse and his horsemen again.
Yeah. So now,
I mean, not necessarily that same story.
Yeah. Warren Worthington is still that Archangel in this. He has to be Archangel.
Yeah, he's Angel. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And there you go. There's X Factor and X Force.
Oh yeah.
And there you see the one in the bottom. Wildcat. No. Feral. And they just made her figure. She's just about to be released from Marvel Legends.
This is the second made of her.
Huh? First time they ever made her.
I thought they made her already.
Marvel Legends. She's the first Marvel Legend. The first time, because everybody's going nuts. I mean, everyone's going nuts saying it's the first time they finally can fill out this team now because they finally made Feral. Now there's another character that looks like Feral that they just made.
That was the New Mutants. The New Mutants
you might
character.
You might be thinking of her.
Yeah, that's the New Mutant one. But
right. Yeah, that's not Feral, but the new Feral is looks just like this. Has the pink suit just like that, the same hair, everything looks just like this version. And that's coming out soon. They just like you already have to get your pre-order in. You can pre-order it right now. But yeah, that X-Men 97 team, I got every Marvel Legend. They got all of them out so far except for Beast. That's the one everybody's dying for them to make, and I don't know why they haven't made this fucking Beast yet. They put out the goddamn new versions, and then they give us this Beast from this whole other team. It's stupid,
they gave you the Beast with the lab coat.
Well, no, the Beast with the lab coat, that's already been out. That's like $180 on eBay, so nobody can afford that one. So we really want them to make a new version of Beast that we can afford for retail price. Yeah, and the one they just released with this wave with these new X-Men characters is a Beast from Astonishing X-Men, which
Astonishing.
He's got like a skin tight suit that comes up halfway.
Yeah, and then his face
just
looks like a
blue.
fucking
Cat.
cat. Yeah, that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
remember that old show Beauty and the Beast? That type of cat.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Tom
exactly.
Perlman's Beauty and
Yeah.
the Beast. Yeah.
Exactly. Fucking yeah, exactly. And so this girl right here, you can see her right there on the top row.
Yeah. What's
And
her
she's
name?
with
That's not Farrell, right?
no, it's Wild. This is
Wildcat.
Wildcat, I think, or Wild Wolfsbane, some shit like that.
There you go,
Yeah,
Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane, yeah. And
Because there's also a version of Wolfsbane in the New Mutants, I believe. It was a separate head. It was a separate head in the body with the one of them. Yeah, I think
Nice.
that's what it was.
I chromed her there's a little zipper on her suit, and I chromed it.
Chrome. Word.
Chromed it on the belt. Yeah, but that chrome right there. I mean that character right there. And then she's standing with
Multiple Man.
and Strong Guy behind her.
Yeah.
They just released Strong Guy. So now there's a Strong Guy figure. Well, they already did a Strong Guy figure. It was a build a figure, but now they're doing a straight up figure that's coming out, a Strong Guy. It comes with like a big ass barbell and shit. And they've already done Polaris and
in the 2-pack.
Yeah, in the 2-pack, right. And then I got a Forge already. I don't have any Quicksilver though.
Yeah, they did 2 Forges. That was crazy. They did the original Forge, and then they did another one. I'm like, he kind of looked the same.
Yeah. This one I got was from a 2-pack, I think. Yeah. I did Forge 2-pack with somebody, but I chromed out his leg and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
But yeah. That's gonna be dope when we get that Pharaoh, bro.
Hell yeah.
No, I don't need
up.
Fucker. Yeah.
Well, I already got my order coming in of G.I. Joe Super 7, bro. I'm getting that what's old girl's name from the movie?
Oh.
From Cobra Law. I keep forgetting her.
Oh, Pythona?
Yeah, I'm getting my Pythona. And
I'm getting the little one, the 3.
Yep. I'm gonna have mine, yep. 3 3/4. And I'm gonna have my big lob. Finally.
Yeah, Big Lob. They're doing a Big Lob. Yeah, I seen them new ones. They got a Big Lob. They got Pythona.
Next week I'll get it.
Yeah. They just did them. Yeah. I'm getting a Pythona for classified.
Yeah. They're doing all the movie ones. Super 7. I told everybody, they're doing all the movie ones. They're not stopping. You know what I'm saying? They're not stopping. The cartoon and the movies, they're doing all of them. Yep. They're gonna do him too.
I need Pythona, him. They're doing Globulus, and they're doing the Royal Guard.
Yeah. We're doing. They're getting the Globulus from Super 7. I'm gonna have so much fun with his pod.
Hell yeah. Yeah, bro. The pod. They're gonna do Globulus with the pod, and they're gonna do him with the long snake body too.
Mm-hmm. And then our Nemesis Enforcer is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So finally, hopefully his wings are huge than what the original wings came with.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is Marvel Silver Surfer now. The female. Because the way that Marvel does it now is they try to make the comics and the MCU the same. So now there's no escaping the MCU. Because it used to be, and I know a guy that owns a comic shop. Shout out to Muncie's Comics. He's never seen any Marvel movie at all.
Oh wow, he said fuck them.
No MCU movie whatsoever has he ever watched, nor does he have any desire to. He's a comic head, and I mean he owns a shop. Dude has every fucking slab you ever, bro. He's got a room full of slabs, bro. Just boxes, crates of just slabs, bro, to the ceiling, and like he'll pull out like the first X-Men and like slab $20,000 comic and shit. He got everything. He's a legit dude. He has a store, LCS and everything, and
nice.
so like he's a legit comic dude that refuses to watch the MCU. But now everything in the MCU is now what you're getting in the comics and vice versa. And that's by design. They did that on purpose, and so that they can basically so that they can justify the bullshit they try to pull off in the MCU. They can justify it by saying, "See, it's in the comics."
Yeah.
What does it
Especially
count?
this multiverse verse shit that debacle. And you know who
Yeah.
actually kicked off that multiverse crap?
What, Scarlet Witch?
Nope.
Who?
Steve Rogers. He fucked it up for everybody.
Oh, what, with the time traveling?
Yep. And he stayed in the time he wasn't supposed to be in. That's when the remember when Bruce Banner and the what's her name? The elder of that time, I forgot. She was the Grand Wizard of that time. He was telling him how
Oh,
to yeah. So
yeah.
he fucked up the timeline.
Right.
He was meant to stay in the timeline where Captain America didn't do all that shit.
But no, Captain America wasn't in a different universe. He just paused for a long time and then woke back up.
Yeah, but the timeline
he's not in a different timeline or anything. He just
he was supposed to do
ice and then thawed out.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to stay on ice.
Well, yeah,
because now the events is totally different now.
I guess it. Yeah, I mean,
why didn't Bucky, the Hulk, and Falcon, know that okay, Cap retired or chilled? They just surprised, boom. They're supposed to have all this knowledge because if he thawed out, obviously he's still a superhero. So you mean to tell me Cap is not a superhero no more? Didn't do superhero things during that time, being married to Peggy Carter or whatever? Like, that's suspect. That's suspect.
When he was at the end, when he was an old man, he was Cap.
No, I'm not saying that. Like his adventures, they would know about his adventures already. You know what I'm saying? Because when Falcon said, "Oh, you gonna tell me about her?" and he was like, "No, I don't think I will." You see what I'm saying? Like that's suspect.
No, because Falcon wouldn't know her.
How would he not if that's the same?
Because she's from the other. But she's like she would be an old ass lady. He wouldn't know about what she was like when she was young. Just like I don't know what my grandma was like when she was young.
No. You're missing the point I'm trying to make. Because Captain America, you will hear the stories of his adventures from the 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when he got thawed out, he would have been thawed out early, right? He didn't get thawed out until when?
The 80s, he got thawed out.
Okay, the 80s.
Yeah, he got frozen in the comics. He gets frozen in the 40s. They thaw him out in the 80s at some point, and then
then he became Captain America, and it still was Captain America in the 80s. They would have known of his exploits.
What, you mean when he was in the war and stuff?
No, I'm talking about once he got thawed out in the 80s.
Yeah.
But he never went through that. He never went through that. Remember, he was in the 40s and he married Peggy Carter.
Well, because in the MCU, he's not thought out in the 80s. In the MCU, he's thought out in 2018 or whenever it is.
Exactly. That's my point. It didn't
matter. I
don't
get what you're saying though, because that's still the same universe.
Yes, it's the same universe, but how do they not know Cap?
Why do you say they don't know Cap?
Because they was asking them questions they should have known already. They should have known Cap was already married. They should have known that he did these different missions. They should have known him.
They wouldn't know. I mean, that's personal stuff. That's
no.
The missions are top secret anyway. They're classified.
Remember, they both part like look at what you call it. They're part of the Avengers. They're on Shield. All that stuff was established already before that. So they should have known about Cap. So
I don't know, man. I'm not following, but I don't really follow that whole shit in the MCU anyway, bro. That shit is nonsense.
That's what I mean. It's the inconsistencies that we got to look at.
I don't know
how their comic books, how the comic books are coming out is going to be inconsistent.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, you can't, and you should never try to. They should not be trying to make the comics and the movies the same. They should not be doing that because
Easy
there's
too.
too many people that don't want to fuck with the movies. They fuck with the comics because they don't want to fuck with the movies, and that's like their refuge, like
Yeah.
their salvation. It makes you know that shit is still cool, like, and they don't have that, man. EGC, what up, man? Welcome to the show.
What's poppin', fam? How's everyone doing?
Chilling,
Chilling,
chilling.
chilling.
Peace.
What's good
Ah,
with you?
my phone worked. That's good to know. Cool.
Always good. Yeah, man.
I
But yeah,
kind of see what the brothers saying. With Captain America, they're saying that in that timeline they never really knew his history. He just kind of showed up.
yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know why they would know his history because they weren't alive in the 40s.
No,
Yeah,
but
but he as a hero, he probably would have been talked about in the
But he
schools
wasn't
and
a
all
hero.
that.
But he was a top secret mission guy. Like they sent him on missions and shit. Like he wasn't like he wasn't running around the
Okay.
streets like snatching
no,
like
no.
saving bank robbers. He was
No.
doing war shit.
I
Yeah,
see.
but he was known as the hero back then. He
They
was
knew who he was. Like when he came, he was still known. Like they still respected him. Like that's Captain America. They were like, oh, that's Captain America. That's how everyone treated him in Marvel and the
No,
MCU.
but
They knew
see,
who he was.
no, see, even like
They
even
might not have known certain details like who Peggy Carter and shit, but everyone in the MCU knew who Cap was when he showed up. They were like, "Oh, that's Captain America." Nobody was like, "Who's this guy?"
but what
Like,
I'm saying is, okay, him being Captain America, you mean to tell me they wouldn't have known about newspaper articles he thwarted this war? They wouldn't have known that already, being that they're part of the same governmental apparatus?
but I mean, but they might have known about that. Why do you think they didn't know about those
Because
things?
they was asking them questions, they was looking
They
shocked
asked
and
me
surprised.
about certain shit specifically, yeah. But that doesn't mean that they don't know nothing about him.
And then when he was fighting himself, it's like, wouldn't those memories come to the current Cap after he bust his own ass? Like
Yeah, that shit. I mean, yeah,
that time thing. They really fucked up that whole idea of time.
yeah, they definitely did that. That's for sure.
So it's like,
None of that shit was consistent, and that
yeah,
shit did
I was
not
watching
line up.
Endgame today. I was watching it today, and it was like it occurred to me, like they really fucked up.
Yeah, you really got to suspend your beliefs.
Hey, Loki fixed it.
Well, the TVA, that's the whole thing with Loki. That's why they created all that, was to fix all that nonsense.
They only
Try
made
and make it make sense,
they only made it worse.
and they only made it worse.
Yeah.
Multiversal nonsense. I'm sorry, multiversal madness.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
So when Loki took the Tesseract, he went to another dimension. I mean, another alternate universe. Then they had to go back before that to get the Tesseract before that. So they already tore up the timeline. They tore it all the way up.
Yeah, bro. None of that shit. But I mean, still they should let that shit be that, like we talked about, like the MCU should be its own thing, and that's that world, that's the MCU, that's its own made up. Because we talk about, like, you know, some of the shit they do is ridiculous. It's nothing to do with the comics, but we accept it. Why? Because that's the MCU. It's its own made up thing, right? It can be its own thing. They can call it 616 all day, but we know damn well it does not line up with anything 616 in the comics at all. So there's some slight similarities, of course, but it's not one-to-one for sure, and it's definitely not even like an adaptation of the comics, which is fine. Like, let it be that. But where they're doing this stuff, but I want to premise this too. This is not me complaining about a female character. This is me complaining about trying to make the MCU and the comics one and the same, and taking away the fact that the comics were different and letting them be their own thing and trying to make it the same as the MCU. That's the issue, man. And that's what, you know, I think people are gonna that's what a lot of people are complaining. Like, people are like turned off completely by Marvel Comics right now. Everyone's saying that Marvel Comics are shit. The
Yeah,
only shit that's coming, the only thing that people like right now, and the only thing I fuck with, is the Ultimate Universe.
Mhm.
Because the current Ultimate Universe in Marvel is the only unique thing going on that's not just absolutely the MCU in fucking comic form.
Because I think what it was also is that they couldn't label it MCU on the comics because the comics wouldn't sell. So
Right.
they tried to bamboozle their way through it by not putting that MCU on it, and now they made it even worse.
Well, at first, like when they were doing stuff, we would see stuff appear in the comics and it'd be like, oh, but it would be obviously like this is the MCU, and it'd be like, okay, yeah, they just did that so they could be like, look, see, it's in the comics. Because people were complaining of all the shit they were doing, like, that's not how it is in the comics. That's not in the comics. That's not in the comics. And so they wanted to be like, look, see, it's in the comics. And so they're literally making the comics so that they can then turn around and make the movie so that they can then turn around and point and say it's in the comics.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But here we go. They, the timing is obvious. Fantastic Four, we get the female Silver Surfer, and here you go, the mirror image in the comics. And now they're doing the same thing. They had in this week's Death of Silver Surfer #4 by Greg Pak and Summit Kumar Tiago Palma, Marvel reveals the brand new Silver Surfer, and it is Agent Kelly Ko, who is working for the mysterious Bureau of Alien Neutralization. Man, is it that pertinent? The Bureau of Alien Neutralization, like that's some timely shit right now. But yeah, like immigration and all that. But who has been an adversary to the original Silver Surfer for most of this series? Well, this is only #4, so I guess they could say most of the series. But in this issue, Ko realizes that she's been on the wrong side of the fight all along. So basically, she's been an adversary with Silver Surfer, and now she's coming around to realize that they're on the same side. And here we go. Now, taking a page out of Fantastic Four First Steps and its female Silver Surfer, the Marvel Universe has now its own female Silver Surfer, as the original Silver Surfer, Norrin Rad, has transferred part of his power cosmic to Kelly at a moment of great tragedy in her life. How does Kelly Ko become the new Silver Surfer? Man, doesn't that look just like the movie?
Wow.
I mean, that looks just like the movie.
Marvel did announce they were going to be doing stuff like this like years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were going to redo the whole Marvel comic universe and get rid of characters they no longer want, revive them, and make it all one thing connected to the movies.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So the selling titles is basically what they're trying to get rid of and stick with the titles that are selling, but they're fucking them up by putting them in the movies.
Yep.
Yes. Come on, man. That's
Yeah.
they crazy.
Which what you just said, EGC, we were fine with when the MCU first came out. When we first heard that, we were like, cool, like this is cool, because the MCU was cool as fuck at first. Everyone loved it. Bro, people right now, you forget the MCU was the pinnacle. Every actor, everybody wanted to be in it. It was the absolute peak of Hollywood, of entertainment, period. And they could do no wrong. And like after Endgame plummeted like straight off a fucking cliff. And at this point, people have even forgotten how potent the MCU was at one point. But yes, at that time, we would have been cool with that. But the current MCU, that's a scary, guys. This is serious, because imagine if the same quality we've been getting since Endgame is now all we can get from the comics too. Where can we turn for fucking anything good anymore? That's a scary proposition, man. And I still buy and read new comics. Like I still get subscriptions. Like I still read new shit as it comes out. And I can attest that even the X-Men comics now, the mutant comics now, they just suck, bro. They're not good anymore. The Krakoa shit was the last thing good out of the mutants, bro. It's just not even cool anymore, dog. I can't even. And it hurts me to say that, bro, because that was my one thing that I knew was always gonna be okay, no matter how bad. I was so confident, bro. No matter how bad comics get, no matter how bad Marvel gets, I can always turn to the mutants. I know it's gonna always be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all called it out. I mean, they don't care about the dedicated comic book fans anymore. They're looking for new fans and people who want to go see the movie, and people who they want to attract to go see the movies. They don't really care about the dedicated crate digging comic book fans anymore.
Nah, but Gunn does. Gunn
Oh,
is one.
yeah, yeah.
James Gunn is one of us, so that's why and that's I guess why I kind of always iterate this, because I'm not a DC guy. Like, I'm a Marvel guy. I never
Same here.
DC. Batman is my favorite superhero. Other than that, I couldn't give a shit about anything else in DC until now. Gunn is literally making me a fan. I have no choice. I have to be a fan of it because it's all I have. It's all that's there for me. It's the only comic book movies that are actually made for comic book fans, because the MCU has come out and said, we're making this for everyone, for the casual audience. We want everyone to we're trying to please everybody, basically.
Yeah, it's Walt Disney now.
You can't do that because
the mouse took it over.
But I think movies lost the art of the cliffhanger. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know.
I love shows. That's why I love series now. Good ass series now. They got that cliffhanger on point.
Yeah, and I think the movies, like the earlier Marvel joints, had the cliffhangers in the post credits. You know what I'm saying? That led you to want to go to the next movie. You can't wait.
Yeah,
They lost that art of doing that. Like the real surprises, not little what you call it, extra reels that they decided to throw in at the end.
Deleted scenes and bloopers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's
Or some shit they made up. Yeah, some silly shit.
But you also got to remember, after Stan Lee passed, it started going downhill. He tried to keep it.
Bro, Stan hadn't been involved in shit, bro, for years when he was still alive. Like, he was all Stan, all that they ever did. Stan is a tragedy, bro. That's a tragic story, because all they did for the last probably 20 years of his life was force him to go to shows and shit and cons and like sign autographs and stand and prop him up and make him fucking go to fucking events. And there's footage. There's this footage documentary you've seen where he's literally there's like footage of him being like, can we go? Like, can I please go home? And the guy's going, no, Stan, come on, we gotta do like another. There's a line of people. We gotta do some more. He's like, but I want to go. And he's like fucking like this old man, and they're making him do shit.
Yeah.
And now, bro, they just came out with a goddamn AI fucking hologram of Stan Lee. Like, they will not let this man just rest.
No. And they would put him in the movie. I always thought it was the coolest thing of putting Stan in the movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was always dope to me. I was like, yo, that's the man right there.
Yeah.
But I do know he didn't want his characters changed up. He didn't want the gender change, the race change. He wanted everything to be the same. So
yeah,
I mean, when he had control, when he had power, then that shit wouldn't have never happened.
Yeah, the only thing was when
he lost power. You're right.
Yeah, he lost power once he went into bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And then they got Blade, the miracle that got him out of bankruptcy and shit like that. But then now
he lost power before he died. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I mean, it was for him personally, it was downhill in a sense, where he finally got the fame. Because remember, we only comic heads knew who Stan Lee was, and we heard his voice on the Saturday cartoons with Spider-Man and Amazing Friends and stuff like that. We knew Stan, but the world began to know Stan through the movies,
right,
and stuff like that. So he really got his fame worldwide through the movies.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And at that point, it was like he was going away. He was drifting away at that point.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. It's a sad story, man. It's really a sad story. But yeah, Let me see here. But yeah, this Silver Surfer, Greg Pak, the writer of the series, was quoted by Marvel in a press release about Kelly's debut. He said, "The Silver Surfer has always been famously one of Marvel's most emotionally tormented characters, and Kelly, with the power cosmic, absolutely follows in that tradition. Haha. But she's also got a no-nonsense, cocky, dangerous edge that makes her much less predictable than Norrin Rad. Dog, you know that annoys me, bro? And where's Norrin Rad at? Why is she got to have a cocky, dangerous edge? Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You just said that he's one of the most emotionally tormented characters. He's supposed to be brooding. He's supposed to be fucking melancholy. Bro, that's his character. I don't want to see a cocky, fucking feisty, fucking.
I mean, that's that girl power shit we was talking about. They always trying to put that in because that's the only way they think that males can identify with a female character.
Which is ridiculous.
Exactly. But that's
Also,
because they think all men want to see a cocky female character. Like, come on, you know, we don't. We want to see a great character written, not some bullshit, stereotypical, you know, trope.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to see that. I mean, it worked in the 80s because, you know, you had a balance of that and the real type women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But now it's like, yo, you're just doing it to say this is all what we like, and it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. It's not that. But this is this is the design shit. But
it looks like that new Captain Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just getting ready to say that, bro. You right on the money with that.
With the white version, of the Killmonger haircut.
Yeah,
that looks like Carol Danvers' haircut from the Endgame.
Exactly.
It's like it's the same drawing. They just calling her Silver Surfer there.
Yeah,
pretty much, because like you said a minute ago, that's the trope. That's the only one they know to go to.
Yeah,
that's why my point is that it's shallow. It's not real. I don't feel it. It doesn't resonate. It's not. It's ingenuine. I don't know. It's fake to me, but it's boring. I don't know. I find it offensive.
And why do all superhero chicks when they're at their powerfulness, they got to be dykes?
How about you know where they're going? You know where they're going.
You know what I'm saying? Like even in the movie, you look at Storm.
I don't want to get y'all canceled, so I'm gonna be real nice.
Yeah, I mean, no, we don't. Not to say that word. I mean, but not, right. but just to mean like, but yeah, they always got to be butch. They always got to be
butch. That's what I mean.
That's what you mean. Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
no, we got you. We got you.
But I just want to clarify for those watching. But feminine, the when I say the female badass and all that, like, I'm talking about a feminine, like
Laura Croft.
I was just gonna say Laura Croft. She's feminine, but she's dope. You know what I mean? That's interesting. That's something like, and then like I said, making Taskmaster a female, that wasn't cool. That didn't show girl power. That showed that
when they do that, I must have missed something.
Okay, so in the Black Widow movie, Taskmaster,
I forgot about that. I gotta watch that.
And my thing is this: I feel it would have been more it would have showed more girl power, if you will, if she had to beat a male Taskmaster. Show me that she's so dope she can whoop a man too. Like that's you brought him down. You had to make him a female so she could fight him. That to me, that's
whack. Yeah,
you're doing the opposite.
Let me ask this though. Let me ask this just to be clear: could it be that there's several types of Taskmasters?
No.
Okay, so it's only one Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. It's funny. I didn't know it was a female. I gotta watch that movie again.
Yeah, they reveal it at the end.
I see.
It's a man the whole fucking time, and then they take off the
in
mask.
The comic books. Yeah, I see.
In the movie,
I got you.
In the movie, you think it's a man the whole time because it looks like a man, it moves like a man, it's built like a man, but at the end, it takes off the helmet and it's a female.
I forgot. I had to watch it again because I fell asleep on it.
That's
It's
that
wildly offensive.
Respectfully.
and it's that transformer type of gender. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's. I mean, but okay. To that, there's a show out right now called Wayward,
Mm.
and it's called Wayward. It's kind of like Twin Peaks, but I don't know if you ever seen Wicker Man with Nick Cage.
That was
the
wild.
original. That's a remake, but Wicker Man, yeah, it's very much like Wicker Man, but in this movie, in this show, the Nick Cage, the Wicker Man, the guy that gets led there, you know,
Yeah.
it's a trans man. It's a female that's you know in
Wow. Okay.
a male that's in a female body that he's morphing to a man, but I fuck with it though. It's dope. The show is good. It's well written. I even like the trans character. I like the trans like this dude is cool. He's cool.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
Like it because it's written well and they do it right. The acting is phenomenal. Toni Collette fucking murders it. But it's got a lot of trans stuff. It's got LGBT stuff all in it. But it's in a way that it's not annoying. It's not offensive. It's not trying to push it in your face and be like, this is the point of this. It's like it's there, but it's just matter of fact, like they just happen to be. And that's easy to digest and people can accept it and people can feel that it's not, you're not trying to come at me. You're just giving me an actual thing that could be real world. Because like in the real world, obviously there are trans people, there are gay people, there are all this stuff is in real life. So why shouldn't it be in the movies? But it should just be there like it is in real life. It's just there. It's not the fucking point of the goddamn movie.
Yeah. You absolutely right.
And that's and so like Wayward, I think is a brilliant example of where you know media should be going in that direction. Like we do need to change things. Like everything should not just be about a white man. Everything is not. Every character don't have to be a white man. You know, that's something that Hollywood has been doing since the beginning of Hollywood. That's something that needs to change, but it has to change organically. And it has to be organic, just like the real world. Otherwise, it comes off as ingenuine and I think it's offensive to those who it's trying to represent.
Yeah, like we say, like I didn't think they needed a Miles Morales character. I think you should have if you did Miles Morales, he should have been his own type of. He didn't need to jump off on the Spider-Man trail. He didn't need that power.
That's why I like that he has so many. That they've given him now his own his own different powers. He's so different than Spider-Man. It's not even funny.
Yeah, but they had to do that because people were saying like, "Yo, you like piggyback? Like, give him his own identity, man. Like, his own powers and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy, you know." And I think they need. And there's so many other characters, Black, Asian, and all sorts of characters. Bring them out.
That's my thing. What's going on with all these other superheroes? They're not bringing them out. They're changing the backgrounds of all these heroes, man. What's going on?
I want to see a Brother Voodoo movie. Let's get that.
Yeah, I think it's going to come, though. I think it's coming.
I need that. That would be sick.
Because he showed up in one movie. Wait a minute, which movie was that? That was it was in another universe. He was part of the Illuminati, I think.
He was part of the Illuminati.
What movie was that when they crossed over and Professor Xavier was that on
Madness?
No, you're talking about Mordo. You're talking about Mordo.
Brother Voodoo is a black dude.
Yeah, he's a Haitian.
Yeah. Mordo was part of the Doctor Strange sect of the wizards.
Right. That's what I thought. I kind of thought he was gonna be Brother Voodoo, you know, but okay.
Brother Voodoo is totally different from Mordo.
Yeah. No, okay, I got a mix. I thought they were trying to change things around. But okay. Question for y'all. Y'all remember the original Captain Marvel, right? In Marvel Comics.
That's Brother Voodoo.
Yeah, I
Yep.
love Brother
Yeah, I'm
Voodoo.
here. I got
No,
his books.
I want the classic Brother Voodoo. The classic.
right.
The original one.
Yeah. What you were saying? You were saying about
Y'all
the
remember the original Captain Marvel in Marvel Comics, right?
Mhm.
Marvel.
Yeah, no, not him, not Marvel. The other, the Captain Marvel before the female, who
The
died
man?
who died of cancer in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do y'all have a background on why they killed him off and never
Nah.
brought him back, and they just replaced him with 2 females?
Hold on.
I mean,
Hold on. Let me look. Cause I don't remember that. Hold on.
Yeah, so the original Captain Marvel, from what I remember, was and not Marvel, not the what's that alien race there? Oh,
No,
shoot.
no. I'm
Kree.
talking about
I'm talking about the Kree, the
The
male.
Kree, yeah, not the Kree Marvel.
no. We're not talking about
The original Captain Marvel was the Kree Marvel.
But there was a male Captain Marvel.
with the blonde hair,
And he was-
right?
Yeah, the blonde hair, same suit. He was just a male. I think he died of cancer, and then Miss Marvel took over.
Well, he's Marvel. Marvell.
Yeah.
That Captain Marvel was actually pronounced Marvel with the VELL.
Let me pull out the encyclopedia. Hold on.
Yeah,
Here, bro. You talking about this guy, bro?
the blonde headed dude.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna pull him up.
Yeah, that's Marvel.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's Marvel.
Okay.
It's MAR-VELL. Marvel.
Yeah,
It's like
that's him. Yeah.
But there's also there's him and there's another one. But he's the one I'm definitely talking about, not the hold up.
I mean, like this guy.
Captain. Okay, yeah, Marvel was a member of the Kree, an alien, and then there's another Captain Marvel who's blue and silver. Okay, that's the other one.
Oh,
Okay, so Captain Marvel, they had killed him off and replaced him first with the black woman,
Monica Rambeau.
right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly Miss Marvel became Captain Marvel. And then Miss Marvel was the one we know now.
Yeah, because the book Death of Captain Marvel
Warbird.
Is like giving them cancer. That's right.
Yeah, he died of
Compound 13. Compound 13 gave him cancer. So I don't know.
Why are we talking about it?
No, I just wanted to know, like, what was they killed this dude off and they never ever brought him back. And I never understood that. That's why I brought him up. I figured y'all would know.
I don't know. 2012 he was around?
Genisvel.
Oh, way before that. He died in they killed him off in I want to say the 90s.
Let me see. He died in Secret Avengers number 28, June 2012.
I could be wrong though. I'm a little rusty at this. It's been
I mean, let's see. He was everything I remember. Blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, I guess this is when he died in Secret Avengers Volume 1, number 28.
No, actually, the graphic novel
in 2012.
Death of Captain Marvel graphic
that was
novel.
2012. I remember it being
in 1980s.
Oh, the 80s. Okay.
1980s.
No, this is him right here. This is it. 2012.
Hold on, because they say in the 80s after the Battle of the Dark Dimension, and then the encounter with the Hulk, and then Adventure on an alien world.
Marvel, heroes die a bunch of times. Like how many times has you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was talking about the cancer.
Yeah, he had died of cancer according to the Marvel Encyclopedia.
I don't think he died of cancer in 2012. I think he died.
No, he did it in the 80s. Compound 13 gave him the cancer in the 80s.
So he did come back after that, to answer your question.
Yeah. And I think that was
he dies again in 2012
because he had a son called Genisvel, and maybe he posed as the Captain Marvel. Hold on. Yeah, it's heavy, man. Like you got a lot of twists and turns in Marvel with
Yeah.
deaths and resurrections and all
Yeah.
sorts. Just like what's the that Green Hulk? What's his name?
Cho. What,
Yeah,
Amadeus Cho?
one of them. He's the son of Captain Marvel, and what you call it? And a Skrull chick.
Elysius.
Oh, Squirrel
Greenling,
Girl.
the Greenling. What's his name? What the fuck is his name, man?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying his son is the
Who?
Hulkling. The Hulkling.
The new
Oh,
Hulk.
Hulkling. Yeah,
Hulkling is
Hulkling.
his son,
Oh, okay.
Marvel's son, or
Oh,
Genius. One of them's son. He's part of that lineage, of Captain Marvel lineage.
All right.
It's
So
wild.
he had the mega bands, which granted him strength, flight, and psychic link with Rick Jones.
Yes.
Following the exchange between two players, the negative zone. Blah 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 blah. He played a crucial role to defeat Thanos, preventing the Mad Titan from using the cosmic cube to destroy all life. Tragically, during a confrontation with Nitro, Marvel was exposed to the carcinogen's nerve gas. Despite every effort from Earth's heroes and alien science, he succumbed to cancer and died surrounded by friends and foes alike. Though his life ended, Marvel's legacy endured, inspiring several others, Monica Rambeau, Janice Vell, and Carol Danvers, to continue his mantle as Captain Marvel.
And Janice Vell.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Supreme Intelligence, origin.
Yeah, it's heavy, man.
All right, cause. Oh, Supreme Mars plans, agents found, Earth identity, planes unfold, linkage with Rick Jones, origin of Ms. Marvel. Soon after becoming linked with Jones, Marvel confronted Jan Rog, who had abducted Carol Danvers as a hostage to use against him. So Marvel defeated Jan Rog, who died nearby when a Kree device exploded. But in the course of this fight, Danvers was bombarded with radiation from a Kree Psyche Megatron, which caused her to develop half Kree physiology that was similar to Marvel's own. Using the superhuman powers she had accidentally acquired by this means, Danvers later became the first costumed adventurer known as Ms. Marvel. But unfortunately, owing to this unique properties of the Psyche Megatron, Jan Rog himself was resurrected from the dead and became the independent terrorist known as Magnetron. Sometime later, Marvel used the Fantastic Four machine to create a doorway, a negative zone, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah.
And another explanation why they got rid of him is because maybe the book sales was down and they needed to refresh.
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, they were trying to make female characters was a new concept. These female heroes was all the rage.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at.
It was the first wave of them feminizing comics. Which they didn't feminize the comics, they just added female characters, which that's what you should do.
I'm cool with that. Just make totally different characters.
Yeah, just add them to the thing.
Or use the ones we already have.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll be right back, y'all.
Like Mary Jane Watson should not be in a Spider-Man suit at all.
I heard about that. I didn't read it, but I heard about it.
It makes no sense. Like, come on, man. That's his girlfriend or his wife or what have you. Yeah, their daughter could have the powers. But why is she having the powers? You know what I'm saying? Like, they do things just to, I guess, sell books a certain way, but then they get lost. And
no more creativity.
Yeah, they get lost and they want to make more of the bullshit based off the first bullshit. If you didn't make the bullshit in the beginning, we won't have layers and layers of bullshit to go through, Yeah,
they doing too much. Yeah. But that's why I brought up the Captain Marvel thing. Because I wanted to see if they started doing this a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
So it was already going to come to this.
Yeah. Because like at one point, Fantastic Four books, like nobody was really checking for them after a certain point.
Right.
And then the only thing that resurrected them was their movies. A little So now, the Fantastic Four movies, no matter how much you like them or dislike them, it resurrected the books. So I think to the point of Marvel wanting the books to reflect the movies, they want that effect. We want the sales to be up along with the movies, but they don't understand that if your movie bombs, the book bombs because they're connected. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like the merch ain't gonna sell if the movie's whack. Just like
Exactly.
like they made that Acolyte nonsense with Star Wars, and then none of the toys sold because who wants a toy of something that sucked?
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Or even if they made a strong story and the characters wasn't so lovable, you still would buy it just because of the storyline. Look at Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Rogue One toys out there.
Right.
One of the best movies in the Star Wars universe, period, in the modern day era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And their figures are, they got a lot of them out there, but they also sold a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how Fly was. They kept getting reorders until the point where now there's so much everywhere. It's like, oh, y'all overdid it this time. But I mean, fucking Rogue One is tough.
Of course.
And them characters, a lot of the characters aren't even like crazy looking too. A lot of them are just like regular people.
Yeah. Donnie Yen, he looks just like one from out of one of his flicks.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite.
Yeah, Donnie Yen is that dude. That's the homie, man.
Charut.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, man.
Well, yeah, y'all. That's our 3-hour show right there. We're gonna cut it. But we do this every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. So don't forget. Make sure you lock us in, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell and be ready for us next Wednesday. We'll be back.
Yes.
But, yeah, y'all. EGC, man. Thanks for coming on. Raw Talk as always.
No doubt.
Have fun with y'all.
Same here, man. Same here. Y'all have fun for the rest of y'all weekend. And until,
Yeah, man.
All
right.
One.
Yeah.
And don't forget, as I always tell y'all,
be water, my friend.